He said he's. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, what's up?
Good, good. Nothing much. Just chilling. Just give me 1 second. Um. Okay. Have you seen the VODs before?
Like the ones of you coaching other people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like part of one
Okay, good.
on your YouTube. That's
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
how I found you.
yeah. I just wanted to ask, just so you get like an idea of how it works. So I'm just gonna watch you play, obviously, a ranked game. I'll be writing down a lot of notes, especially for you. I'm gonna try to be as detailed as nitpicky as I can get, right? And
Yeah.
yeah. So just queue up a rank game, share your screen, and
All
then we'll
right.
get started. And what's your main role?
Like
L-
like duelist initiator kind of
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah. Or like a
Uh
sentinel. Or...
ma mainly duelist, but I know how to play Omen, but I feel like every
Okay,
time I play Omen it's just kind
okay.
of like super aggressive,
So
so.
I remember you telling me you were trying to go play for like a collegiate team, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So just make sure you play your main role. So I can just really make sure I'm gonna help you improve on that because you're gonna probably play that role in on your team, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then let's play duelist. I'm just logging in one
Okay.
sec. Yeah, so just try to play duelist. Try to just like insta lock it if you have to.
Yeah, I got you. I
Yeah,
know how to play a few different duelists, so I'm
gotcha.
trying to learn Yoru. So I was like watching a
Mm,
lot of Zekken,
yeah,
but
yeah. You should watch if you want to play Yoru, you should watch Eggster.
yeah, Exeter too. Exeter,
He's
Zekken.
I think he's the best Yoru in NA.
And then, like, besides Yoru, my main is just like Jet, because that's why I started playing the game with. Just kind of stuck with her.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
then I
Yeah,
know how to
yeah.
play Reyna and Raze depending on the map.
Cool, cool. And then you said you're a peak gold 2?
Yeah, I well, it said I hit gold 2 last act. I've
Yeah.
been kind of on a pretty bad streak
It's
recently,
all good.
but
Me too, man. I've been losing a lot of my games too recently.
yeah, gold 2, a
Cool.
couple games, and then
Gotcha.
last act I was just
Cool.
flamed here. So
All good. Perfect. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch you play for usually the first session. I don't micromanage at all. Like later the sessions down the line, I'll like kind of when the round ends, I'll kind of tell you what you can do better, stuff like that. But that's for another day. Today is just I'm gonna really watch you play. See your leaks and weaknesses. I'm gonna write down your strengths as too, but I tell all my students like there's always gonna be more cons, obviously, and
Match found.
yeah, we're really gonna work on them. So and then after this game, we'll get into custom, and then we'll go through all the notes I've gone through, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about them. Okay?
okay, sounds
So
good.
yeah, so just don't be nervous. Like just pretend like I'm not here, and I won't be talking to you too much. I'll be talking to chat.
Okay,
So the stream, sorry. And yeah, good luck.
my game doesn't lag too much. Sometimes it lags on screen share, but
You
if it
can
does,
you
I'll
can you
just
can put it at 720. I don't need HD like to see you play.
okay. Let me
Yeah,
do that
just
real
just
quick.
lower it down because you're gonna lag. So just lower to like 720. 30 FPS is good too. You don't. It doesn't have to be 60 FPS.
Okay,
Usually I see pretty well with 720. Like never had an issue. It's pretty clear. Yeah, like
I put
there's
it to
no.
720
Yeah,
just
there's
now.
no difference. It looks pretty good to me. So
All right, perfect.
also, do you guys actively practice with the team right now or no?
So I'm at like a different college right now. Um,
Okay.
it's like a community college, and I
Mhm.
was playing on the team with them, but I felt like I was the only one that was actually like dedicated. Like no one's really
Yeah, yeah.
playing. No one really was like saying like, "Hey, I'm available these days to
Right,
scrim."
right.
So I stopped playing with them because literally it'd be like once a month, maybe we would
Mm,
actually scrim. And then right now I just watch a lot of the team I want to join. I watch a lot of their matches and try and stay up to date with them and stuff. And I talked to
right.
one of the guys there. I went to go visit like a month ago. He was like, "Yeah, try and reach like ascendant." A lot of the guys on the team were like immortal, and they had like
Yeah,
one
yeah.
radiant. So I was like, "All
Right,
right."
right. And then when does the season start, or has it started, or when are you going to that school?
It's going in September or
September.
late August,
Okay,
September.
good.
So
Okay.
I think they have something over the summer though, like that kind of like
Like a boot camp, kind of hell week kind of thing.
yeah, something like
A
that. I'm pretty
tryout. Okay,
sure.
that's pretty cool. I find it so fascinating. I'm probably a lot older than you. I'm 28.
But
So
you
it's
got
like,
10 years on me.
yeah, right. So I told another student he's on an esports team in Glasgow, like Scotland, and they pay him
Yeah,
to play and be on the team. I'm like, what the fuck?
that's
It's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I told him he's got a nice life.
Do you
Any,
want me to like
yep.
mute in Discord so you just hear my comms?
No, no, no. You can just leave it like this. It's fine.
Okay, they're hard A.
My eyes are down.
Nice shot.
30 on Reyna.
One enemy remaining. Team Ace.
Was
Aim.
he born yesterday or something?
Aim. Movement. Shit, I should have wrote this down beforehand. Utility usage. Yo, Parks, did you see my
This
Discord DM?
if I put it on stretch resolution, will it like mess with the screen share or no?
Yeah, like it'll show me in stretch as well. But it's
Okay.
up to you. You can do it. I don't really care.
Depending on how
Just
these next few rounds go, I
DM
might.
me,
So I
bro.
usually play with like
I got
stretch
so
just a
many
little bit.
DMs. I'm not too sure. Probably got it, or I may have not responded. I might have missed it. Just message me again. Just right now, and I'll know it's you. Okay. And I'll respond right after the session. So overall, I'm seeing. All right, so we wrote down all the stuff we need to write down. Tell me if if it's too loud. Tell me if it's too loud. Like, was it my mic? Okay, that might be
Someone
too
is
loud.
mid.
Like overall the game, stuff like that. Okay. So I'm gonna write for his aim. Pretty decent.
Right here. Careful here.
Might be a little bit too loud.
Spike planted.
Okay, we gotta really lock in on this guy. Let's really see what's going on with this game.
One enemy remaining.
No easy night for you, man.
Now remember, wipe the prints from your guns. It's just good crime scene etiquette.
On B link. Actually, I should probably. You bumped it. All right, cool, bro. The business 11. I will literally respond as
I'll
soon
show
as
you,
this is
scary
over. It
omen.
might be about 2 hours or so.
I only hear one A.
Good comms.
Multiple A, multiple A.
Spike down A.
Spotted A.
One enemy remaining.
Weapon here.
I like that calm. Him going like, I hear one. He initially hears one, and then he sees the Viper wall go up, and then he's like, multiple A, right? And he had very nice shots there. So also I'm gonna write round 3 on A. The dash usage. 4.
They will break it against me.
Yeah, his crosshair placement needs a little bit of work.
Right here. Careful here. Enemy B.
So here, he understands if they're starting B, rotates immediately. One mid.
Here.
Someone is
Healer down.
Last player standing. Last player standing.
35 on Omen mid.
Snack time. Sorry. Only brought enough for me.
I will find you.
I need this.
There.
This should be.
Spike planted.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Reloading.
So
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
조금 바빠 지금.
Drop in a smoke.
Just to round.
don't
Jab.
interrupt.
Their teeth will chatter in the cold and dark.
Time to work.
So his crosshair really did.
You lose.
You will not kill my ally.
There's 2 there. There's a whole team there.
Drop in a smoke. I want to eat.
Gelash.
29 on Omen. He's on the right side.
6 gets
My ult is ready.
on A. Gets 1 bridge.
Reloading.
No stair.
Reloading.
Possibly still main and 3 peaks.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
My ult is ready. Emergency vacuum
He's
deactivated.
got pretty good spray control. I know he's spraying bodies, but
We know more than we did before. Let's use that.
Need a drop.
I can buy for you my treats. They are so dead.
What's this?
Away. Spike is
Spike down B.
Enemy spotted. Mid.
enemy
Right
B.
here. Careful here. Reloading.
Oh, I like it.
Here. Careful here.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid. Flawless.
We are just
Oh, it was a waste.
Reloading.
reloading. Woo! We got this.
overall, overall, his utility usage isn't bad. He's using his dash quite well. I haven't been seeing him use his smokes too much.
Their fears betrayed them.
Here,
There's two on A main.
so round 8.
That's a kill.
Welcome to my world.
No peeking. Where are you? Right here.
Yeah.
Spike
Bring
planted.
them down.
Nightmare, take them!
Mark 2. No peeking.
One enemy remaining.
So this team kind of
My
Okay,
ult
which
is
gun
ready.
to pick this time?
team kind of build him out there.
Focus now. Eyes off me.
See what I'll do here.
Enemy spotted. Mid. Right here.
Trap destroyed.
Back like I never left.
It's terrible.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Spike B.
Pretty aware. I'm gonna write that. He's pretty aware of his minimap. Pretty aware of the minimap.
One of my cameras is broken. Oh, wait. Okay.
Reloading.
Could I have a drop? Thanks.
Who will I spot first?
Hi. Bye. Have a kip.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
I'm going my mark.
Aye. Drop in a smoke. Reloading.
Thirty seconds left.
Gun here. There you are, you little shit.
Go with this audio.
Reloading. Oh, this reminds me of this one time where I
Actually, never mind.
He's pretty directionally aware. He heard like a little noise and then he just looked because he automatically knew. I like them to take a little bit more space.
Bonne chance, mes amis.
Rims you, what's good, yo? Just coaching. It's the last student for today. Okay, so they're going B, 3 main B.
Spike planted.
duck. Blocking sight.
Last player
Damn it.
standing. Last round before the switch.
Spend everything. Holding money is useless now.
Okay, it's interesting. Take off B. I hit Diamond 2 today, nice bro. Now I'm about to D-ring. It's all good, bro. It's all good in the hood. My neck is fucked, man.
I need this.
I think he starts on A way too much.
The hunt begins.
Stupid. Throw on A.
So round,
Target down.
Enemy A.
round 12.
Spike planted.
12.
Last player
Round,
standing.
Was that a
round
hit?
12. Walk on A immediately. Walks up main. Sees the flash and hears running noise.
Switching
And his
sides.
right hand commits to the
If they
wall.
try something, I'll
Out
see it.
and dies. He can do so much there. He can shoot the flash. He can trigger his I'll write down this too actually. Round 12
Right here.
on
Going B.
A main needs to dash right away. Okay, I hope this is a closer game. than it is right now, so I can get more data. I'm not.
Right here.
I didn't really like get to see him play that much on defense
Reloading.
because he just started A every round and they kept going like mid and B and he kept rotating. He had one. He went up A main here and there. I think like one time, but even then his so here he needs to he needs to do this, bro.
Dropping smokes. I'll find you. Planted.
Many enemies mid.
Zoo lol. What rank are you? I'm a Mortal 3 peak. I'm currently like Ascendant
Here.
2. I only get to play like 3 games a day.
Bro, what?
I wish
90 on Viper on
I
site.
wish I could play more. So here, round
Eagle.
13 on B post plant. Eating
Last player standing.
be more patient on the.
They will scurry, and then they will die.
And better crosshair placement.
Reloading. 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 Reloading.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad they lost the pistol,
Reloading.
not just because, you know, I
Reloading.
want him to lose the game. It's more,
Reloading.
I want to see him play more on attack, entering, stuff like that, playing his role. So his crosshair really needs work. His crosshair placement.
Dropping smoke. I'll find you.
What the fuck was that? Fade eye.
Planted.
Okay. Oh.
Round 14 starts A.
Last player
Do
standing.
updraft dashes. You can just dash. You can just
Flawless.
and dash and clear corners. Team. He didn't do that. He just put 2 smokes down, updraft and dash. Like he needs to just put his smokes down, dash and clear the corners while he's dashing.
Reloading.
Like he doesn't need to updraft there. Like what's the point? He like could have just dashed. Could have saved his updraft.
Right here. Right here.
So he's licking the floor. So this is a big round right here. Round 15. Round 15. So his team's going
Drop
on
in a
mid.
smoke.
Sees one.
Someone
Clears
is
some
mid.
vents.
There.
Have one of these.
Here. Right.
Bring them down.
Someone is.
No peeking. Poison's gone.
Mark one. Planted. Blocking sight. Blocking sight. Peeking. Here.
Last player
Getting
standing.
shit on.
One enemy remaining.
No peeking.
Give me a
Simba, how are you, brother? I'll see you tomorrow, my brother.
Reloading.
I played 4 games today. That's like the most games I played in like 2 weeks. I was only able to play 2 games a day, like not even a day, like here and there.
Right
But
here.
now that all the free coaching is
This
kind of
way.
cleared up, like I've done all the free coaching sessions that were booked from like 2 weeks ago. I got more free time, so I'm gonna be grinding way more. Get my hours in. I played 10. Yeah, you told me. It's unfortunate you lost them all. It's okay though. Just like really focus on like what you did wrong and like rounds where you should have won for your team, stuff like that. Round 16.
Healer down.
This round 16. His entry was pretty good. His entry was pretty good. Round 16 entry
Here.
was good. Could be much faster.
Begins.
Oops.
Good at good shots.
Here.
I'm gonna
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Good. On A, entries and scales.
I can't see them yet, but I can
I
feel
think he needs to
them
clear his
getting
corners a little
ready.
bit more here though. Good shots, very good shots there. That's probably the best round he had in terms of shots. Overall, his micro adjustments are quite good. Like,
Stay focused.
I should write that his crosshair placement is only solid
Bring them
when
down.
no enemy hears them. There. Like usually he's licking the like the body. Like look at his crosshair is pretty low, but when he hears them, he puts it up or knows where they are. Look, like right there. Like so, we gotta kind of have to work on that here. Round 17, just dashes up top side.
Spike planted.
Nice.
Healer down. My ult's ready.
One enemy remaining.
Have one of these. Reloading.
These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense.
Okay.
Come on then. Dropping smokes.
Guys, I feel sick for some reason. I feel like a little fever coming on.
Marked one.
It's kind of bad. So
Mark
here,
two.
backside.
I win again.
Lighting. Planted.
Wait, he just uses dash.
Sage was tower.
Round 18 just uses dash, but the
They found my trap.
on B Q's dash, but doesn't use it.
Here.
I'm pretty sure he didn't use it. Did he use it there? I'm pretty sure he didn't use it, right? I can't remember. Okay, I didn't see.
Dropping a smoke. Right here. Like I never
I
left.
had no clue when was on site.
Last player standing.
Poison's gone.
One enemy remaining.
One
3
anyway.
out of 5.
Clutch.
Round 18,
Match
staring
point.
at a
I saw
wall,
that
being
desperation.
knifed.
Let's use that.
Look elsewhere. Highest I've coached so far probably has to be plat so far. Yeah. I had one immortal guy actually. I totally
Keep
forgot
up.
about him. But I didn't have a VOD. I didn't record that session. That was like he was like one of the first 5 guys probably.
Dropping smoke. Find you. Reloading. Marked one.
Fire destroyed.
Take hold.
A Q's dash doesn't use it.
Blocking sight. Our spike carrier is clear.
One enemy remaining.
I got the spike.
Spike down A.
Enemy A.
Okay. Alright,
GG.
GG's.
Attackers win.
Was that supposed to be a fight?
That was not my best game.
All good. That's what I want to
got-
see.
I got a little more warm at the end.
Yep. It's all good. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
World comms gets too cold.
W maybe.
Alright, so just PM me your name and your thing. We're gonna get in a custom.
Oh yeah, I got you. Ooh, actually, is there any way I can copy it? Because I look-key need it.
I have no idea.
Can I add you?
Yeah, you
Is
can add
that
me. Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize your name was really hard.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm gonna stop watching. I feel I have like a little fever today, so my explaining might be a little bit slower than normal. Like I'm not feeling so good, but I'm gonna try my very best. Okay.
It's all good.
Usually I'm like super like thinking fast and stuff, but today I don't feel off. Okay. So let's get in a custom here. So it's Abyss. That's where you are right here. Invite. Cheats on. Can be on my team. It's not a big deal. And let's get into it, bro. We got a lot to unpack. A lot. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
You know, overall, I think you didn't play bad. It wasn't terrible.
Go. Let's go.
There's just some stuff we definitely need to work on in terms of refining, not like teaching you the basics, stuff like that, right?
I
But
got you.
it's more for you, from what I saw. Yeah, it's more of a refinement. You know, most of my students that are in your rank, like silver, bronze, they need like a ground from the ground up type of reteaching it, right? You, it seemed pretty okay. Like you look much better than this
Think
Elo
you can keep
player.
up?
Okay,
Who am
let's
I
get into
kidding?
it. We're gonna
You
start with
know
the
you can't
cons
keep up.
first, okay?
Okay.
Well, let me just turn all the cheats on.
My ult's ready.
Vulnerability, autos, ghost. Okay. All right. So it's about 5 sections. That's kind of how I write things down. Okay. Aim, movement slash positioning. So that's two, and then utility usage. Ga you wait. What happened here? Whoa. Yeah, so it's comms, aim, movement, positioning, utility usage, and game sense, okay? I'm gonna also
Okay.
share my screen so you can see my POV if you want when I'm explaining stuff. Because you're gonna be in the game. It's gonna be hard to see what I'm looking at. Okay, let me pause. Okay, so we'll start with comms first. That's usually what I start with first. Very basic. Okay, you kind of your comms are overall very detailed and specific. Like, you know, when you hear one, you're saying I hear one, which is very high level comms, right? I'm sure you learned
Yeah.
that through playing scrims and stuff like that. It's very important. You understand that. So that's something I admire a lot about your game, in terms of comms. But so the cons are really though, you need to kind of lead your team a little bit more. Okay,
Okay.
you're quite quiet, right? You know, obviously you don't want to be yapping to your team, but and I can understand that it's lower rank, but still, you know, you're the better player, right? Like if you think like that, you gotta be the better player, kind of just lead the team, as in like, hey guys, can we go here? Whether it's pre-round, mid-round, or like you guys are reassessing what you guys need to do after the round, stuff like that. You're a little bit too quiet. You only really calm when there's noise around you. Okay, like you can even calm sometimes when they're on B. Like there was a round where I didn't write it down for a comm section, but it's down the list where there were three B main. They killed your team, like, and your A. You could just be like, guys, there's three B main, right? Like this, these small crucial information help your team see the bigger picture. Okay, so just lead
I
them
got
a
you.
little bit more. Be a leader. Be assertive, right? I
Mhm.
overall, I never saw any comms that were uncertain from you, which is really good. Most of my students are very uncertain. They're like, guys, where should we go? Where are they? You know, like they're questioning their team. They don't know what to do. You're pretty aware overall. Like, you know, whenever we'll get down the list, they're all there, but I'm just generalizing right now. In that game, like a main, for example, you hear one, you're like, there's one, and then you hear multiple following up. You're like, okay, multiple A, right? Like those are very
Yeah.
solid comms. It's just I would like you to be more of an IGL, especially in these levels. Um, you really need to IGL, especially in the Diamond Ascendant level. If you want to get to Immortal, you need to be IGLing all your games to really, really win. And so that really means that you need to IGL even harder in the lower ranks. Obviously, people don't like to listen, right? Stuff like that. People are
Yeah.
difficult, stuff like that. But still, I'm just trying to teach you really the way high level people play. So that way it's just ingrained in you. You're not a low level player, right? We got to start thinking we're a high level player. So we got to get used to being a high level player. High level players IGL all their games, okay? If you watch all the Radiant players, when they're playing with randoms on their teams, all the pros, they always IGL, even if they're not in IGL in pro play, because they're better,
It's
right?
kind of just like a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's just like a good skill set to have. I'm not saying just yap in their ear, but just be a good, like, just be an assertive leader, like where they can kind of rely on you. That feeling where they can rely on you. They kind of feel that they know you're a good player, that you know what you're doing, so they'll follow you, right? I explain to all my students at this level, when you show them that you're assertive and you know what you're like, not know what you're talking about, but you're like, hey guys, let's do this, like leading them, they will follow you, okay? Maybe not at the higher levels, like, because people got egos, but at this level where you are right now, they will listen to you if you're not being annoying and stuff like that. That's just a general note, okay?
Okay.
Another thing is you're not feeding enough information. We kind of touched on that. Like there's 3B main, kills your teammate. Like just automatically be like, guys, 3B main, right? You don't need to be like, oh, they're gonna go B main, oh, get ready, like stuff like that. But just be like, guys, 3B main, right? That piece of information can just like once it goes in your teammate's brain, they automatically know. Okay, 3B main. We can deduct that there's 3 out of 5 of the enemies B main, probably one mid, maybe one's lurking A main, maybe there's 2 mid, maybe one guy's in spawn, etc., etc. Right? So, feeding your team information is quite crucial. It's gonna lead your team to understand what the enemy's team's doing. Right? It's a macro lens. It's not more so you or that one guy on site, but it's more of getting your team on the same level, the same page in terms of assessing slash realizing what the team's gonna do, right? Because I can give you the example where if there's 3B main, like where are the other 2 guys? And that's a question, like generally.
Like, so you're saying, okay, if there's 3B main, where are the other
Yeah,
two guys?
yeah. Like where
Um,
would they be generally? And you were holding A main, right? You didn't really hear anything in that specific round. They went
I
3B
would
main, killed your
assume
teammate.
mid.
Right, like you can just assume, like, okay, there's probably gonna be one lurker, and there could be, like, we just start deducting. There could be one more A main, or that guy could be doubled up mid, right? At the higher levels, people are doubled up. Obviously, in these elos, people are by themselves, but okay. So just feed them a little bit more information. Like, a lot of rounds you're quite quiet unless you heard things near you, right? You can just feed them information as well, like, oh, one top mid, even if you're on A and you saw the question mark, right? So stuff like that. Okay, now these are round specific. Round 10. So wait, did you attack first? I forget. No, you defended first, right? So round 10.
Yeah, we
This
were
is
on defense first.
this is this is on defense. This was, I didn't write the round, but I remember this was on A main. Remember when you walked out with your one of your teammates and you guys had the bomb here?
Here.
Yeah.
You gotta tell your team. You guys won the round, but you gotta tell your team bomb is down. That is the most crucial piece of information. Obviously, they kind of knew after a couple seconds, like 4 or 5 seconds. You guys are holding it. The vision cone
Here.
shows the
Here.
bomb, but immediately as soon as you see it or you hear it drop or spikes down, you go, guys, bombs down on me. So that way they're gonna automatically start rotating to you guys, playing accordingly, where they can start cutting down sections where they're gonna come from, stuff like that. Okay, so a very high level comm. I notice a lot of the low level players don't do it, but that's like the most key piece of information, because at the higher levels, like when you tell them bombs down, there's a sense of urgency. Everyone comes to back you up, okay? Because you know that that piece of that bomb being down is so big for that round.
Okay.
Round 13. So this was a pistol round. So this was also comms. Yeah, so you guys went on B, and there's absolutely no comms from anybody. Okay, you just gotta
Okay.
be a leader. Even if you're all stacked B and not saying anything, and you kind of know you're all going B, just or even prior, just guys, just tell them, guys, let's go B. Just coordinate your team. Guys, get ready to smoke tower and link when I'm about to dash out, right? Like, kind of just set them up, because a lot of these players don't know what the hell to do. So you gotta be that leader. Okay, kind of comes in with that being a leader. So I wrote, pre-round, mid-round, too quiet, be a leader, make a plan. Like make a plan, right? Because you guys went B and lost the round. But if you made a plan, a better plan, like guys, stay with me, right? 3 people main, one guy can come mid late, stuff like that. Like make a plan pre-round, right? Even mid-round, you guys get the bomb down, be like, guys, they're about to come out, get ready, like stuff like that, right? Um, or like whatever the utility, like put your trip here, whatever it may be. It can be situational, right? But
Yeah.
in this round, it was just you guys. Nobody said anything. You guys went on B, and then like you guys just lost the round because there's no planning, no coordination, no synergy there, right? And that's kind of what comms do. It helps your team build that rapport, like play together, synergy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to work on that. I know it may be hard for some people, but at the higher levels, you need to have the skill set, or you're not gonna be able to climb.
I think like
Yep.
when I
Go ahead.
notice what you're saying, like for me, like I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but
My
I played like soccer like all my life,
Yep.
and I was like I played a position that was very like I don't know if you play like soccer
A little
positions or
bit, yeah.
not,
I
but
played soccer, yeah.
okay,
I don't know
played
the
like
I know the positions, but I don't know like the specific advanced positions like fullback. Like I know like fullback, that's it. But
I played center mid, so
center
I
mid,
like
okay.
I was captain of the team like
Right, right.
almost every year I played.
Yep.
So I'm very used to like leading, like trying to like
Right.
say like, hey, like if I pass the ball here, like you follow up here, like
Right,
drop
right.
back, like switch positions
My
with me.
Mhm,
So I feel
mhm.
like if I can implement that, like what you're
Right.
saying,
Yep.
it just kind of sounds like just implement what I know from soccer into here,
Exactly.
and it really isn't
Right,
that
right.
big of a
So,
difference.
I'm an athlete myself. I've been an athlete my whole life as well. I played hockey, played soccer, I played American football. Like I went to college to play football. I walked on stuff like that. So, I love when my students are athletes, so I can kind of explain it to them in sports terms, so they understand it. A lot of times when I bring the thing, and I'll tell you how I can explain it to you, but you're gonna be like, oh, that makes sense, right? Like in soccer, when
Yeah,
when your teammate has a ball and you're watching him, like let's say you're a defender or a midfielder and the forward has a ball, and he's like kind of like looking to pass and a guy's coming behind him, what do you really say? You say man on, right? You tell
yeah,
the guy
exactly.
there's a man on you, he's about to get on you, right? So it's kind of the same thing as in like you got to kind of be a leader, team, like it's all communication. So you can really cross that over from sports to Valorant super easy, and that's kind of what I did because I play sports my whole life, right? So it's like I kind of understand that too, how important it is in communication, especially in football, right? Stuff like that. Just you're constantly talking to each other, whether you're on defense or what. I played both sides. You played defense, you played offense, right? There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of micro adjustments, right? Oh, this guy likes to do this, stuff like that, right? You're really planning and trying to execute, right? And take full advantage of their mistakes, gaining an edge on them, stuff like that. Okay, so
I gotcha.
you can really just bring that, right? You're a captain of the soccer team. So bring that same mentality. Just think about it that way. You're the best player on the team in your ranked games, okay? So you got to really lead these guys because at these levels, a lot of the guys don't know what to do. So, and I'm sure you know a little bit more. So you got to kind of lead them, okay? Um,
Makes sense.
so round 15, this will be the last specific round con for comms. It's starts mid with team, so you guys were attacking, sees one top mid, many ropes, needs to tell his team to go B. So if you're watching my POV, do you remember this round? You guys walked up mid, and then
Uh,
you guys were like 3
uh,
here. You guys were 3 mid, okay? And you guys saw one top mid, and I was hearing. So I heard them break the vents door on their side, the heaven, and I heard 2 go up ropes, right? Obviously, you guys actually, I think you guys lost this round, yeah. But uh, like here in this, you gotta just identify the situation. One top
Here.
mid, 2 to 3 here. You guys just need to
Here.
sprint this way to go B because if you watch the VOD, I can't remember who it was, but one of your teammate lurked up B and he had all of B, and then you guys still went A where there's a lot of resistance. There's gonna be 3 to 4 people here. Okay, that's what it kind of looked like. They were stacked A and they were running mid because the guy top mid, he saw the guy coming down on the right side. You guys were like over here 3 and there's like 1 here and 1 lurking, and he saw, like, you guys saw the question mark, and then that's why they started rotating, and then that's why you guys started running as well into vents. Okay,
okay,
just
I do remember this right now when
you
we ran
just need
into
to
events.
tell your
Okay.
team, guys. I hear three heaven, 1 top mid. Let's go B right now. Everyone would have just jumped down
Here.
this way and just went B. It's a free site, and there was a lurker where he could have just cleared. Obviously, he didn't play it that well. Like he just walked up, didn't really clear back site. He could have even just walked up, clear back site for you guys, and all you guys have to clear is or even just smoke heaven and clear link. That's it, and just make sure they're not killing you through spawn. Right here, if you see my POV. Okay. So
I got you. So
this is a yeah. Go ahead.
you're kind of saying like, I don't want to say it's overcalming, but like don't be afraid to calm as much. Like,
Right.
don't be afraid to overcalm.
It's not even an overcom. It's just you're feeding the correct information. As in one top mid, you heard at least minimum 2 here. Okay, you heard the guy shooting the vent door on the heaven side and one going up rope. So you kind of know that. Like we have to identify that the guy when you hear the vents breaking and the guy going up ropes, that's 2 people. It's not one guy unless he's on the ropes. But when I heard it, it didn't sound like he went up on the ropes and started shooting. It was immediately shooting the vent door, and you hear 2 guys kind of going up running. Okay, so we kind of have to identify the situation, and I wrote it in comms. Okay, I think I wrote it in the game sense category too, but it kind of I tell all my students all the time that it's gonna all these things a lot of the times correlate with multiple categories. Like it might be movement, positioning plus the utility plus aim, or your comms plus game sense plus. Okay, so it's not always separate. It's really in this game you got to put all of these 5 categories together to become a really good solid player. Okay, a consistent solid player. So it will be in the game sense category. If it's not there, we'll also talk about it, or I can talk about it right now quickly. Like we just identify it, right? It's game sense, right? We understand there's only 5 enemy players. So if there's one
Here.
top mid, about 2 to 3 here. That's about 4 to 3 players. That's almost more than half the team, right? So we
Yeah.
can just assume, you know, I kind of would assume they stacked A because that's kind of what it sounded like. As soon as they saw you guys mid, they just started running off A. Like I just heard them running, like at least 2 to 3 guys. So here you just gotta identify. Okay, guys, they're probably stacked A, guys. Let's go, and just be assertive. Let's go B right now, right? Because this guy was, if you looked at the minimap in the VOD, the guy was walking up B. So you had support there as well, as in like even if you guys walk through here 4 guys, like this guy's not the enemy guy anchoring B is not gonna walk down and take this space and kind of kill you guys coming out through link. Okay, so he had B main, so we kind of have to identify that. But what you guys did was you guys just started running here and going A, and then you got you got the kill on the Sova. You guys lost around, and then remember you're standing here, and then
Yeah, and I
right,
got the
right, and you
lane.
guys lost around. But you guys would have won that round if you guys just went B. Like you would have had a free site, free post plant setup, and you guys could have inserted a lurk where some guy could just sit mid and just listen, or just even hold for the other
Here.
flank, the A main flank, because you guys didn't have A main control. Okay, so that kind of ties in with
Gotcha.
your comms and your game sense. We'll kind of get there. So and then this is the last one, last note. It's a generic one, general one. It's not round specific. I wrote overall comms gets too cold second half of the game. So the first half, your comms were, it was. I'll give it like a 6.57 out of 10. I would still like you to talk more in terms of feeding information, not yapping, but feeding your team important, small, minuscule information that actually matter and adds up. Uh, but the second half, it was really quiet. Like you did not calm that much. Okay, you'll see it in the VOD. Like obviously your team's not talking too, but who cares? Okay, it's not about um like you worry that they're gonna think about you some way or judge you. Okay, you're trying to win a game, and winning a game means at any cost, any means necessary to win a game, right?
Yeah,
You gotta do whatever it takes. It does not matter if you gotta mute your teams to win a game. Do it, right? Stuff like that. Like you gotta make
I have
sure.
done that quite a few
Right,
times.
right. So you gotta apply that with like anything. You gotta any means necessary. Like even if that means you're yapping more than you need to, if that's gonna win you the game in terms of leading your team. Obviously in this game, like your team kind of knew what to do. They're kind of doing shit on their own, but this stuff would never go through in the higher levels, especially like maybe mid to high diamond, low ascendant, high ascendant plus. Okay, I explained to my student like a team of 5 that's all giving important feeding information to each other, playing off each other, having synergy, versus a team where only 2 or 3 guys are doing that the other team's gonna win. The team that 5 guys are doing it. Okay, because
Gotcha. Makes
it's
sense.
really like a part of the mental game, less so the aim. Obviously, if the team with 3 guys only doing it have insane aim, it's a little bit different story. But I'm talking on the mental level, okay, the mental edge, the communication edge, okay. Okay, so next thing is aim. Your crosshair. This is a generic one, which is the theme of almost all of this game. slash kind of your bad habit is your crosshair placement is quite bad. Wait, let me just give me 1 second. Let me just mute. Let me just give me 1 second. Let me mute this. It's just bugging me. I don't know what the fuck is going on. 1 second. Okay, I'll just leave it for now. But your crosshair placement is quite bad. Like, it's not licking the floor like some of my students, but overall, it's like you're on the body. If you're watching my POV, you're on the body
Yeah.
a lot. But one thing I noticed is that it's really, really good only when you hear them. So let's say you hear them coming, then it becomes head level. But prior, it's always like this, like right when you don't anticipate them, it's always neck below. But when you anticipate them slash know where they are, your crosshair placement is super good. Like it's always a one tap, right? So that's something we have to work on where it's consistent. It needs to be 100% always on the head level. Okay, I need to mute this chat. It's super annoying. Give me 1 second. Holy crap, you guys are yapping. But you kind of know what I mean. You'll see it in
Yeah,
the
no,
VOD.
I
Yeah,
know exactly what you mean. I noticed that myself,
right.
and I tried to like throw around my aim warm up routine,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just I don't know. I feel like
I
I don't
don't
know how
know
to put
where
it.
it comes. Like I think it's just because you know where they are slash like anticipating where they are that it becomes good. Like once you hear noise, I'm not even joking. You can watch the VOD. It's pretty crazy. When you hear noise, it's like perfect all the time. Like you heard this guy running up, it's good. But the problem is when you're walking, rotating, holding, like where you're gonna lurk, take space, like it's always on the body. And there's some fights, I didn't write which fights, but I think there's 1 or 2 fights where it's on the body, right? And you're not killing them. You need to be
I think
consistent. Yep, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna be honest. I think the where it comes from, like now that you're like mentioning it, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
I was Emerald in Siege, and
Emerald
like
at Siege, okay?
um
So
in Siege, like everything is sound cue.
right,
And I
right,
feel like whenever, like in my brain, whenever I'm hearing like sound, I'm infinitely more confident as to like where I need
right,
to
right,
aim.
right.
So in Siege, like when I'm constantly, there's like literally 24/7,
Yep.
some sort of noise going on, like giving me info as to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I can just
Right, right,
lock on like that. But
right,
in
right.
Valorant, where it's like,
It's
it's a
different.
little bit more, yeah, you don't really hear them all the time.
Right,
It's like a sense of like unease, like I don't know where they're at. But then
right,
as soon
right.
as I know where they're at, I'm like, okay, you
So
know I can win this
it's a
gunfight.
I can try to help you a little bit. It's a little bit about being a little bit more proactive in terms of you don't know where they are, but you're just gonna put your crosshair there. So just in case they surprise you, you instantly delete them. That's kind of the thought process there. Why people slash high players do it, like where they have really good crosshair placement, or why they try to get it good. Okay, but the main idea behind having your crosshair at high levels, no matter what, is that even if you do not expect him there, all you have to do is click. You don't have to adjust your crosshair. You don't have to micro adjust. You don't have to flick him back, whatever it may be. Okay, you don't have to track him, right? You just leave it here, and let's say I walk down and
Here.
he just surprised me. He's instantly dead because it's head level. Okay, so uh, you need to work on your crosshair placement. One trick I can help you with is in Valorant, maybe not this map so specifically, but um, yeah, like Abyss is a bad example, but almost all the maps there are indicators of where headshot level is. Like this is headshot level, this line. Okay, so
Hmm.
you can kind of use that. This line is headshot level. Actually, well, not that line, but like these things, headshot level, right? Like certain boxes, this is headshot level, right?
So I have a question
Yeah,
then.
go ahead.
Like, so I don't want to make you fly all the way back, but over near
Yep.
where we were originally,
Mhm.
like I can show you when we get here.
Yep.
Like this angle right here that you were holding,
Yep.
and you're saying like headshot level or like head levels like right here,
Yep.
because like if he's here and it's unexpected,
Right.
like
Right.
how do I know to prioritize that over
There.
like that or that
There.
or that?
Well, that kind of comes with your overall game sense, information being fed to you. For example, like let's say we're solo B, right? And my team tells me there's 3A main, and then like 2 seconds later, I'm just like kind of holding this, and then my mid guy sees one mid. How many enemy players have we seen?
Four.
Exactly. How many players on the enemy team?
Well, there's five.
Exactly. So now we know that there can only be maximum one here, right? So that ties with information being fed to you. You being aware of the map and what I mean by that is like the mini map. You actively being like, okay, and sometimes they don't even need to feed it to me. Me personally, I will actively look at the map when there's downtime. So I'm like, oh fuck, 3B, 1 mid. I'm gonna start taking space. I hold this right for a little bit, and now maybe hold this for a little bit to make sure he's not like in a late peak or something. But that kind of ties in with overall map knowledge, as in like people where people like to peak, timings, and the information being given to you, game sense, and overall just predicting stuff. Like we know this one here with the information we're given. This guy might lurk up B, maybe he won't. It's all situational, but right, you're not just gonna walk down and just hold this window forever. Okay, you might look at it for 2 seconds at headshot level, just so you can get some space to come down, clear this guy. We jiggle this. We're very safe, right? Because we don't want to just run down, because at the higher levels, there's always gonna be 1 or 2 here listening for lurks and stuff like that. Okay, but you kind of get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not more so like always having it at crosshair level. It's you're mixing in everything, information on the board, as in the minimap, information and game sense overall, as in okay, like if there's 3 main and 1 mid, like this guy most likely at the higher levels not really gonna try to lurk here. He's gonna be with his team, or he's gonna be just holding down flank, as in like just holding down band or lobby. So you kind of know, okay, this isn't smoked. I'm gonna hold it for a sec. Okay, it's not there. I hold head level. Make sure I clear this. Come back. Jiggle this. Look at window. Head level. It's all about actively clearing every single angle. I kind of understand your question. Like, you're worried that he might pop out window, but that's why you have to be super active with knowing where the headshot level is always. So even if I'm here and this guy just instantly peeks, I'm instantly killing this guy. Okay, so it's like knowing your angles, knowing the common spots, knowing timings, game sense. Hey, that question, it's a lot involved. Like you gotta really, it's situational, and you gotta use the information on the board. Okay.
Okay, I got you.
So the next thing is round 2. So let's go. We're on B link. Yeah, perfect. So you'll see this in the VOD round 2. Okay, I wrote on B link needs to have smoothness. That's a mechanic of aim. Smoothness, having straight lines with crosshair on corners. So if you look at my POV, this is how you cleared this
Here.
box. Okay.
Yeah.
Just look at my POV. What's wrong with that?
You're not really like holding the corner.
Exactly. How I would have walked out would be like this. Okay. So this is smoothness, as in I'm able to just kind of hold this and corner no matter what, even if my mouse has to move. It's automatic. Any corner. Okay, I can show you. Like if I think I'm gonna walk up here, it's gonna be head level. It's just always. But your crosshair is on the wall, and then you're just like like on this box.
No,
It was
I
like
got what
this.
you're saying.
You'll see on round 2 on the VOD. But you need to just round this corner like this, where if I just walk out and he's just unexpectedly there, he's instantly dead. That's the advantage of having really good crosshair. If you watch the pros, it's not because they have super sick aim flick shots all the time. It's because they know where people peek from in the terms of their headshot level, where they're always headshot level. I look down, headshot level. That way, if they just peek, boom, dead. I stop, dead. Okay, but here you just rounded this corner like this. Like it's like you're looking at the terrain instead of your crosshair. That's one thing I told another student that was having problem with this. He was looking at the ground. Okay, or like he would never hold this edge. He's just always looking at this terrain and just peeking like that. Which there are times you do that. I'll explain that later. But I can explain it now too. You'll do that when there's times where he's in a corner. Like let's say I know he's in this corner. I'll pre-aim and I'll swing, because that way I'm faster and I instantly kill him, instead of there are times you can cut the pie. This is called cut the pie, where you slowly clear an angle like this, where you cut down the angles where they can be and you see them first because you have peeker's advantage. But you just slow walk this corner and you had your crosshair like this, right? It's not good. You need to just constantly have it head level, even when you're walking
kind of like, I forget which round was it. I think it was the round I was on.
You did it all off.
It was on A. I did it on the Sage that was sitting in a corner after the fade like had detected
Yeah, I remember that
her
round
on A.
at the end, right? When you're attacking.
I
Right?
guess like, is that like, that's like a situation where it's like,
so there you knew he was there, so you saw the fade link. So when I watched that round, I wanted to see how you kill him, and it was perfect because you knew he's there, so you're just like, oh, headshot level. But what I'm trying to help explain to you is that you need to be proactive with your crosshair. It needs to be headshot level no matter what you're looking at. Okay, there are obviously times you can't, like hectic rounds, stuff like that. You're gonna be running around, you know, dashing up, drop, whatever. But when I'm saying like clearing corners, taking space, it needs to be always head level. So I'd look head level, come back down, head level, right? And then, you know, I wouldn't clear this like that, but I'm just demonstrating how to hold head level. So I'd always have hold level, head level, so I can kill this guy. There's always one kind of sitting there. Here too, when I peek to clear, or like a crouch peek, I'm always having it head level. Okay, so I look head level. I'd clear this corner. I'd come wide, look head level. I'd crouch peek this, head level. Okay, head level.
Makes sense.
Okay, because I'll kind of quickly demonstrate how you cleared like that side. You're like, right, like it's not productive. It's not efficient slash proactive with your aim. You're almost like just trying to be reactive instead of proactive, right? Proactive means you're getting ahead of them. You're gonna anticipate. You're gonna, even though they're not there, they might come, right? The possibilities of them popping out is high. So I'll explain the difference between holding angles. You're not gonna. There's two types of really holding angles. It's holding it close and wide. Okay, when you hold close, it's more for when you know someone's gonna walk out or jiggle or jump peek. Okay, so that way you just instantly kill them, right? Because they're not gonna fully come out. But when they wide swing you, you know they're gonna swing you like
Here.
window down here, like these spots. You wouldn't hold close. You would hold more wide because on these angles, people don't jiggle peek this like all the time. Like they might jiggle one time, but you kind of know he's gonna peek you. You gotta come wide. Your crosshair has to come wide where you instantly delete him. Okay? So that's the
Okay,
two
okay.
type of holds. One close, where you kind of know, or like you're gonna anticipate they're just gonna walk out. Okay? Because you don't hear anything. But if they're running, you kind of know they're gonna come wide. So you're not gonna hold close. You're gonna hold wide, because that's just kind of how the game angles work. You know, when they peek wide, they come wide, or they run out. It's kind of wide. They're gonna be fast because of the peeker's advantage. So yeah, when they come wide or swing wide, or you know they're gonna swing you, you hold wider. If you know they're gonna walk out or jiggle, you hold close. Okay. The next thing is where are we? Okay, so round 10, you're on defense again. Take space A main, and he has bad crosshair placement. I think this is the same round. Wait, let me just double check. Is this the same round you had bomb? Yeah. So this was the round you had bomb. You guys ended up having bomb, but you took space, which I love this thought process, but your just crosshair was just always body. You just walked out the corners like this, right? Or whatever, ran. I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure you walked out first, and then you guys killed him, but you're just down low, right? Bring it up. Have it proactive, so that way when I just peek a corner or crouch peek, they're just instantly dead. I don't have to micro adjust coming back up. That's one of the hardest adjustment is vertically in this game. This game is a horizontal shooting game. Okay, so that's why people have it at head level, because it's just, and that's why you see the pros do aces where it's like boom, 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 boom. They're not going like boom, 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 boom like that, right? A lot of the aces in this game are like boom, 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 boom. It's all horizontal. Okay, so that's why they keep it head level, so that way when I shoot this guy here and I hear a guy coming behind, it's just instantly head level. Okay, I'm just instantly head level. It's not I'm down here, I kill this guy, and I come back down and I come back up. Okay, you're dead. At the higher levels, you're instantly deleted. Okay, you need to be proactive. Okay, this guy's coming behind me, head level, instant kill. Okay, this guy's there, crouch peek, dead. Okay, you kind of understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, no, I
Right,
understand.
right. So we just gotta be a little bit more proactive. Overall, though, it's there. Like it's not like you're just here all the time, right? Licking the ground. Like some of my students are like that, where they can't even get it up. It's perfect. Your crosshair placement is perfect only when you hear them. You actually can anticipate them with the noise, like they're running at you, or you see them. That's like the only times your crosshair is really good. So you know, you just have to build on the times where it's not, right? Don't focus on the times where it's good, but we need to just now think about the times where it's really bad. So it's almost like a mental thing where you have to constantly tell yourself, if it's too low, head level, okay, head level, okay. It's like down here again, you're like, okay, head level, okay. Just constantly remind yourself, okay, they're about to come out, head level, okay, stuff like that. Obviously, there's angles in this game from like up and down where the head level kind of changes. You got to go a bit lower, but overall, your walking slash running head level needs a lot of work. Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. And it will get better. That's the thing, because the potential's already there. Because it's perfect when you hear them, but it's just really bad when you don't hear anything when they cut noise. Okay. Okay, so round 13 on B. So this was attacking. Wait. Oh yeah. So I remember this. So this was that same round where you guys didn't say anything and lost the round. Okay. Post plant. I wrote on B. Post plant. He needs to be more calm in the fight and better crosshair placement. Like right here, you identified he was running out, and you kind of panicked on him. Get a ghost. I'm pretty sure you just panic
Yeah.
spam. Just
That
bro.
angle always like gets me, like that
Right.
like downward upward angle.
Right, but it's a little bit of anticipation too. Like, okay, if he's gonna run out, like I can just hold here, right? It's just kind of how the angle works. Like, if I just hold here, I can instantly headshot him. Okay, you gotta.
Or
It's so for you, it could be a little bit of a map awareness, map knowledge thing too. Like the angles, right? You haven't experienced them enough, where you kind of automatically know, right? And that's why people do DMs. Is if you do 10 DMs a day, you're gonna literally know all the crosshair spots. Okay, that's why people are so good. They DM so much where they automatically know where the crosshair spots are. Where even if they're running out, unpredictable, they're instantly killing them because they practice these angles so much. Obviously, this is a newer map. It's harder to know, but like you gotta really like look where I shot and look where the head is. That's headshot pretty much, right? Like I kind of know these angles off just playing them so much. You experience them, you die, you make mistakes, you get a lot of kills, whatever it may be. You just gotta, you know, put a little bit more time into the game in terms of DMs or playing, stuff like that, okay? Did you have something to say on that? Sorry, I think I cut
no, no,
you
no,
off.
no. I was like, you kind of answered it when you were up there and you kind of shot at the
Yeah,
headshot level and you were
right,
like, yeah, that's where it is.
right.
Because I was just like,
I
I
just,
guess,
I
well,
just
I
kind of
can't
know.
really like fly up there, but like from down here,
You
I
can turn
guess like,
ghost on. I turn cheats on. So if you go to cheats, press cheats, and then you keybind ghost, you can just fly around the map. You just turn it on and off. And you can do that with me. You can do it too.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
bet.
yeah, good.
Um, like the problem is like, or I guess what I get concerned about is like
Yep.
if someone walks out here,
Mhm.
like obviously they
Here.
could see me if I'm standing there.
Right.
Like if they're here,
Mhm.
like if they're like wide swing more,
Yep.
like I guess like that's the like it's like an uncertainty of like
Right.
I
You
don't
don't
know
know
where they're
where he's
gonna
gonna.
go
Right. So
from. Yeah.
that kind of ties in with pathing slash movement, knowing movement, enemy movement, positioning, pathing. That it's kind of all together. The pathing part is in movement and positioning. We'll kind of go into. It's a little bit of a smaller section of mechanics slash fundamentals, but it's still a part of the game where you gotta know how people swing, know how people like to place certain angles. Like this angle here, I'll show you right. I played a game before, like 2 games, like 2 games before I coached you, not the recent one, but like I was playing Abyss, okay, and I was here on Jet, and the enemy Jet smoked this off. He smoked this off, okay, and at first I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna come wide, but I noticed that he didn't come wide immediately. He didn't come out like this. So I knew he was gonna go the
Here.
other spot where people love to come out, which is right here. And why do I know that? Is because I've played a lot of games where I know people like to play up here. It's just common. It's just kind of common sense slash game sense. I've experienced so many games, and I like to come out here too a lot of times because when you come out here, there's a reason for it. You don't get seen by window. When I come out window and window's not smoked, they're gonna kill me a lot of the time. So that's why they'll come wide to the left on this map. So I kind of knew he was gonna come wide that way, and I just instantly deleted him, and he was opping, and I killed him. Okay, but most people would come here, but obviously he had a decision, like a thought process of why he went here. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe my team was like making noise over here or something, and he wanted to kill that guy. Cause I was quiet. I was dead quiet. I just looked. He smoked. I was like, oh fuck, he's about to come out. So I looked the right wide, like him coming out wide right. He didn't come out for the first second, so I was like, oh fuck, he's going the other way, and I immediately headshotted him because I kind of predicted slash knew he was gonna do that. Because there's only 2 ways you can come out heaven on this map. It's this way, or this way, or you drop down, which people don't really do. They like to come wide so they can clear backside, or hold here so the guy playing here can't just come out and delete the whole team. So that's why a lot of people like to play this corner, where they're just gonna hold this area overall.
So
Okay.
basically, like each time there's like a push or like you're holding an angle, it's just like a really fast game of like process of elimination. Then.
Right. So you kind of understand that, which is great. A lot of my students don't understand that you need to be able to. Valorant is okay. The kill time in Valorant is super low. Like it's super fast. Killing people is instant. Okay, and maybe not so much in your lobbies. It takes more time. There's body shot demons, but in my lobbies, low immortal, mid immortal, whatever, anything above high ascendant, mid ascendant, people are starting to, even diamond, people are starting to delete people. Obviously, people are stuck in diamond because they lack game sense. They all have good aim, but they lack game sense. But they all have instantly good aim. So the time of kill in this game is really low. You need to just really delete people instantly. If you don't, you're gonna get traded, especially at the higher levels. Okay, so that's why you need to be able to process information like split milliseconds. Okay, he didn't come out. I'm gonna check the other way real quick. Okay, he didn't come out. He's probably playing safe. I can go reposition or maybe just hold it forever. Okay, stuff like that. I can even come up here and just hold this off angle. This is an off angle, right? Because they don't expect you to
Here.
be on here. Stuff like that. Okay, so Valorant is a game where if you want to grow your game sense, you gotta work on your information processing. It needs to be quick. Okay, I saw three A main. I saw one mid. Okay, there's probably gonna be one lurking behind that guy, or they're all towards that area. I can take space B, right? It adds into your game sense. It kind of helps with that too. Okay, I took B. Okay, I can just deduct automatically. Okay, they're gonna be mid, guys. I tell my team, guys, they're gonna be mid. Okay, I clear mid now, right? Guys, I walk down B main and I have mid. They're all A main, so my whole team's right. So it's like you gotta process these things like super quick and just, you know, it helps with the overall just winning rounds, and overall winning rounds wins you games. Okay.
Makes
Any,
sense.
anything else you wanted to talk on that point?
No, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. So
Okay.
it's
Right.
and it's definitely something like I knew I needed to work on. So
Right.
hearing
So
it from another person, like actually break it down, like helps out a lot.
yeah. So, that's the first step is realizing you don't do it well. And then you kind of build on it. Like, for example, I explained to my students, like, I didn't talk to you yet about the space taking thing. Maybe we'll talk about it there. We'll just get through aim for now. So the next thing is, so yeah, so coming with this point, just be a little bit more patient. Be calm. You can even kind of just jiggle him, like, as in, don't just stand there and crouch peek or just stand still and fight him, because that's kind of what you did. You started panic spraying him. Just take your time. Just shoot him, move to the right, shoot him, move to the right. You could do that. Like, this is called dead zoning, where you're 100% accurate. You're not strafing. In Valorant, there's no strafing. It's all dead zoning, where you're standing still. Take a shot, 100% accuracy. Take a shot, 100% accuracy. Take a shot, stuff like that. Okay, we'll get.
I've been trying to work on that.
Yeah, well, so if you know what that is, I'm gonna show you a exercise at the end of the session when we go in the range after this custom, but that's for later, okay? But yeah, so just be more calm. I know, like, it was unexpected because you didn't really see him until his head popped out, really, and it was like boom, and then you start spraying him, and you almost killed him. That's the thing. If you kill him there, you probably win this round because you're locking the most important part of this site, which is back site, because the defenders can't flood out and start holding
Here.
danger and just clearing the site in general and making, because once they clear this whole site, link, under heaven, back site, over there where you are, they all, at the higher levels in my lobbies plus, they automatically know where they're gonna play the common angles. Okay, it's gonna be one window. They're gonna play here. They're gonna play here. It's really only 3 points, so that's why this area is so important to lock down. Because if you kill the guy, they know your backside, but they can't do anything about it because your whole team will have your back from main. They're gonna hold the cross, hold
Here.
heaven cross, hold main
Here.
cross, where you can just lock down the whole site by yourself. Right? They don't have to play with you. Okay, that's why a lot of in the higher levels they double up back here, so it's super hard to take. Okay, or they'll play off angles, or they'll come up on the boxes and kill the guys just coming out heaven. They'll
Here.
smoke this, stuff like that. Right? It's all situational, but you kind of get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So okay, we are on. Oh wait, so last point. This is a generic point. So I wrote crosshair placement is this. We touched on it. I'm just gonna retell you. Crosshair placement is only solid when he hears them hears them coming / knows where they are, which is kind of true. You'll see it in the VOD. Like, you have 6 shots. Okay, it's not like your aim is bad. It's pretty good, but it's only good when you know where they're coming from. Okay, in Valorant you gotta expect the unexpected. Sometimes people play weird freaking angles, weird off angles, unexpectedly swing you, lurk up, right? There's gonna be a lot of moments where you have to flick them and stuff like that. But if you just have good crosshair placement, you're just instantly dead. Like, you hear noise med, you looked, and then this guy, right? Like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're on to movement positioning section. This is probably your biggest section, okay? Comms, aim, and and game sense is probably your top 3 strengths out of the 5. They're not that strong, but still they're your strongest. Your movement and positioning is terrible. Okay, I'm gonna be really honest. It's really
No,
bad.
that's.
A
I
lot of
would rather you be honest.
I'm honest with all my students, as brutal as I can be, because you need to hear it for you to learn. Okay, a lot of angles you're kind of out in the open still, when you're holding. We'll kind of work on all that stuff, but okay, let me go down the list. So I wrote down on A, this kind of ties not only your movement and positioning, this ties in with your game sense as well, okay? And I wrote it in the game sense section as well. You only start A. If you watch the VOD on defense, you really only went A to start. You never went mid, you never stayed heaven, you never went B link, like sometimes, but like from what I remember, you literally started A every time, okay? At the higher levels, they're automatically gonna know where you are over a few rounds. Okay, they're like, oh, Jet only plays A main, so they start adjusting. Okay, imagine if you're a very crucial agent like Cypher, Vice, where the enemies don't want to entry on, right? Teams in this game at the higher level, they don't want to run into a Cypher with multiple people. Okay, they'll do it if there's one guy, like the one Cypher alone, if they find out he's alone. But the higher you climb, they're gonna adjust automatically. Yo, Jet just plays A main every round. Let's just kill this guy. He's by himself, right? They're gonna start using utility. Imagine if you just started A main again and they just breach stunned you or like whatever it may be, or like deadlock net. You kind of get what I'm trying to say. It's like
Yeah.
you can pick and choose anywhere you go. You can get creative. That's the beauty of Valorant. Okay, that adds to your game sense where you're just not mindlessly going A every round, starting here, doop doo doo like every round. Okay, you it trains your aim sense by playing other places. For example, this is how I play. Okay, I went A main twice. Okay, me,
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, or like let's say they went A 3 times and I played A 3 times. Okay, I'm gonna run B. Okay, I don't even need to tell my team. They will set up accordingly where they're not gonna come 5B. Okay, they saw me running B. They know I want to play B. Maybe I have an op here now. Like I'm predicting that they're coming B. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna play some off angles. I'm gonna play here so I can lock down the site. This area is super hard to take for attackers. Usually you need to use a bunch of utility slash throw bodies at this guy, because if this guy kills 2 people, he's locking down this whole section where you can't scale into spawn. Okay, obviously you can come up in here, but there's always gonna be guys coming out heaven, so you'll see that guy too. So yeah, you're just only starting A. Just get creative with it. Sometimes be like, yo, I'm gonna walk down here. Yo, I understand that they're weak on mid. Like they don't like to come lurk or run down mid together more than 2. I'm just gonna walk down mid this round. Maybe I can kill one or 2 here, right? Like get creative with it. And there are times too where they start going A. Let's say they went A 5 times and you played A 3 of those 5 times. The 4th round, you could be like, okay, I know they're gonna go A. I'm gonna walk down B because they're leaving it open, right? So you can get creative, right? Use your game sense, right? Stuff like that. I have to clear all the corners actively though. Make sure. Okay, now my team tells me, oh, they're all coming out, guys. I start running. Okay, let's say he says he heard 5 coming out. I'm gonna start running, obviously. If he says, oh, I only hear 2, you're never gonna run because you automatically need to assume there's people mid. Okay. In this game, I told
That
my
makes
students,
sense.
this game, people lurk all the time. Okay, when this game first came out, nobody lurked, but over time, people understand that lurking is an easy way to get kills. Slash, it's very sneaky. They walk up, stuff like that. They can get behind enemy lines. It's unpredictable. It's very hard to defend if you don't have a good team, because a good lurk can literally dismantle your whole defense side team. Where he lurks up mid, perfect timing. Nobody hold this. This guy went up here. He kills this guy. They start running mid to kill the lurker, and then he repositions himself. He goes spawn, and then he kills another guy, and then he comes back, maybe kills this guy, and then he goes back side, and his
Last
whole team is
player
just
standing.
rotating B through spawn, and he just solo-handedly wins the round. Okay, that's why the more you lurk, you're gonna understand how to defend it better as well. The more you defend it, the more you're gonna understand how to lurk. So that ability is really called like lurking slash timing. And that stuff really comes with time and actually doing it and dying. Like me, I told another student in the beginning, that's all I did was lurk, and I was so good at timing people. I would literally knife 3 people a game, and they would get like the enemy team would all chat me all the time, like, are you brain, like, because they understand it's so hard to defend. They'd get upset, right? They'd be like, oh my god, you're so dog shit, you're only lurking. But I just worked on my timing skills, so I'm always really good at timing. Even if I'm playing duelists, even if I'm playing sentinels, I actively can use all the information on the board, audio cues, question marks on the map, and automatically identify where the timing is. Okay, there's probably gonna be a timing here through mid. I'm gonna lurk up mid, right? I'll walk up here a lot, and then make sure that they didn't see me come library. I hear them running. I come up behind them, right, with my knife out, so I'm faster. If I hear another one, I pull my knife out, kill this guy, and I'll start running B. I'm not
Here.
gonna run into them. I'm gonna run and
Here.
secure the site, because I understand that if I was mid and I, usually one plays there, and then I came lurked here, they didn't see me, and I hear one running, and I come behind him, and there's another one
Here.
coming, and I kill this guy. This guy's usually the last guy. He's usually gonna be the site guy, unless it's stacked. But that's why I kind of listen to make sure, right? So stuff like that, and it's all situational, obviously. But I'm just giving a very generic example of kind of how timings work. Okay.
Yeah.
So get creative with it. You're just mindlessly going A every round on defense. On attack, it's a little bit different because wherever your team is going, you're kind of following them. But even then, you can get creative on attack. I'll explain. Like, that pistol round you went B, you could have been like, guys, let's go B again on the gun round. They're not gonna expect it, right? Like, kind of be proactive in terms of being one step ahead of them. It's kind of like chess. You don't want them to easily predict where you're gonna go. Okay, in this game, people have really good intuition, especially at the higher levels. Like, there are times where I make a super unpredictable call. Like, we went B 5 times in a row, and then I'm like, okay, they're probably gonna think we're gonna go A here, right? And then we still go B, and they're stacked B. I'm like, bro, these guys are brain dead, right? But they predicted that. They countered my proactivity. Okay, they kind of big brained me, if you will, or whatever. Okay, so we kind of have to get creative. Okay, they like going A. I'm gonna walk down B here, even though I know they like to rush down. I'm gonna take this free space because I know they like to just rush down A every time. Okay, stuff like that. Or like, oh, I'm gonna walk down mid this round. Oh, I'm gonna start here. Just switch it up. Don't just go A main every round. Okay? I'll be like, oh, sometimes I'm gonna come here and play this, right? Stuff like that. Okay.
So you just kind of like mix it up every couple
You
of
mix
rounds.
it up. You be unpredictable as possible. Okay, you gotta be unpredictable as well as where you're setting up, so that way your team doesn't know. Okay, because when you're the jet at the higher levels, they automatically know that you're more likely to be an opper, right? And you probably know that. So, for example, if I was playing A all the time, they'd be like, and I have enough money for op, they would actively look. Okay, he can have an op, guys. Let's go B, right? Or, for example, we see the Cypher is super broke, but everyone else on the enemy team is rich. We're like, okay, we're gonna go on the Cypher's site. Like, we know he's playing B every round. We're gonna go hit his site because we know he's broke. He's not gonna have his utility plus his guns, whatever it may be. All right. So
Makes sense.
round 6. This was on defense. Round A gets one bridge, knows there are possibly still main, and re-peek. So I remember this round. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You heard them. You knew they were A main. You got a good kill. Okay, this kind of ties in with game sense and movement. It's like movement positioning, but it adds a layer of game sense. Okay, we killed this guy. You knew they were main. Okay, you don't need to swing this. It wasn't even smoked. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. We could watch the VOD to see, but I'm pretty sure this wasn't smoke or the smoke dissipated and you re-peeked. Okay, at the higher levels, this is a throw. Don't re-peek. Okay, when you have the man advantage, don't just ego and try to get more kills. You just play safe. Okay, play with your team. This guy could have just been in heaven holding your walkout, so you don't even need to peek. This guy could have just been like this, right? Obviously, maybe in this round he wasn't there. I didn't really remember specifically what your team was doing. I was watching what you
Here.
did. You got the nice kill. Just back up and hold. Wait for them to come out. Maybe reposition yourself to this side, so when they come out, especially at these levels, when they see you here, they're gonna think you're just still there. Okay, and that's why game sense / movement padding is so important. Okay, I killed this guy. They know I'm here. I'm gonna move here to be unpredictable, to throw them off. Now they're gonna be looking bridge when they come out. I killed them. Okay, so it's like mixing in game sense, movement, padding, just being a bigger brain than them. Okay, and I do that a lot. Where
You don't like re-peek after I get a kill, like back
you don't have
out,
to. You don't have to because
reposition.
you knew there's more than one. You kind of heard there's at least 2 there, right? You heard 3, you killed 1, then you can deduct. Okay, they're still there. Don't peek unless you need to get information. And when you peek, you could have just jiggled it, or even a jump peek, right? Just like a jump peek angle to not just die because you swung and then you got killed. Right, in the higher levels, this is a throw. They're gonna gain momentum off that, where they just leveled the playing field. They're like, and they killed the site guy. It's like, okay, let's take site. It's probably gonna be one guy. They're just gonna
Here.
smoke this off and just start taking site, making their way towards back site. Okay, so
Yeah.
just again, like a lot of my students have an ego problem. Oh, I got a kill. I'm gonna go for another one. Boom, boom, boom. Get my stats up. It's not about that. Play for the win. Okay, when you play for the win, you're gonna climb. Okay, especially rounds, not just the overall game, but the rounds. Play for the win, for the round. Okay, don't throw. That's why so many people you'll see in the low ranks just start running it. That's 5v2. They just run it down. They lose the round because they're just why are they doing that? It makes no sense. It's super silly. Right? It's just you're throwing. It's egoing. Oh, whatever it may be. So yeah, just you don't need a re-peek here. Just you could even hold this off angle where they walk out or run out and just instantly kill them. Because this angle is a hard angle to clear for attackers. It's not like they can come
Careful.
on this platform straight
Here.
across like here and then kind of like so you can't see them and then walk through. They have to go through bridge where you can really hear them if they're running, or you're really only holding this section anyway, so you're gonna be ready for a gunfight. Okay.
Yeah.
Round 6 was heaven, so this was the same round. This was the beginning of the round where before you got there, but that last note was when you got there. Okay, so this round was heaven, and repositions through spawn can just go down ropes. So you were heaven, they made a bunch of noise, you knew they're there, and you just went through spawn, and then you reposition bridge. I don't mind this, but the problem is at higher levels they could probably hear you, and also it's just it takes too long. For example, if they timing you, like it's unlucky, like you're holding it and then you hear them, you're like, okay, I have time to go, and then they just start coming out, you're fucked. They're gonna have the whole site easily. They smoke this off and you're gonna be stuck here. You're not gonna be really out, because if you come out you're likely gonna be really dead if the entry is quick and fast. And at the higher levels, entries are fast. They smoke heaven, smoke spawn, throw all their utilities on the second section of parts of the sites where the people are, like off angles, stuff like that. They're gonna flash back site, so you're gonna be dead. Okay, you're gonna combo their skills. Okay, this is low level, I understand they don't do that, but we gotta think like a high level player now, because you want to be a high level player. Okay, so
Yeah.
we gotta be really proactive with our thinking. You could have just stayed here, could even just oh sorry, I can't do it properly, but could have just done the silent drop on the ropes, right? And whatever, if it was smoked, you could have just walked across, right, and just reposition yourself here, or go back bridge, or even just do the silent drop. This is smoked, or it's not smoked, you just hold it, make sure they're not gonna peek you, and then you make your way towards. That way, let's say they start coming out now, you're still ready, right? Instead of you being spawned, right? It's like a
Yeah.
timing issue. You're gonna be here when they're deciding to go in, but versus here where you can kind of have a tricky spot. You can kind of hold here, just right here, and then you kill this guy. You don't just hold this all the time. Let's say you heard one and you hear all the, you just come back and you just kill this guy, and you can play ring around the rosy sometimes. A lot of times the good players will do that, where they're not just gonna kill this guy and then just start wide swinging. You're gonna kill this guy, make sure no one's coming back side, and then they hear all of them coming this way. They're gonna come this way, kill the planner, spam the planner, whatever it may be, right? You can even do it the other way. Okay, so next thing is round 7, running to first contact needs to take valuable space. So you were on defense. I didn't write which site, but this is just an overall thing, I guess. You can refer back to the VOD. Okay, you started A lot, and they, even when they went B, or they were mid, they weren't really mid, but they were going B a lot. Sometimes they come A, but they were going B a lot. Just take the space. There were times where you're here, and then you see them entering into B, and you just start running spawn. Okay, you need to just take the space, and taking space is taking information, is getting information, and getting information is feeding information to your team. So I was on the same map yesterday with a student, and it's the same situation. He was main, and he just would run away, but you got to take the space. So clear your corners actively, make sure they're not going to be hiding for you. You wait, you see them coming out B, you can kind of start running, or maybe clear this before you start running. Here in the low levels, people don't really play. This is more of a high level spot. As soon as you kind of clear this, okay, your team knows, like, or let's say they didn't even come out, you kind of walked out. Let's say your team goes, yo, we hear 2 or 3 B main, right? You jiggle to make sure no one's there, kind of come wide, clear this angle, come back, headshot level, can clear this, make sure there's no one here, and like they're not in yet, right? You're walking, right? At this, because in this game there's vision cones, right? You see the mini map, they can see what I'm seeing. So if I walk out here and I kind of jiggle this, make sure no one's gonna hold me, like they automatically can deduct where they are. And I'm gonna ask you, if I walk out here like this and my team says there's 3B, where can they be? Generally,
Mid.
obviously,
If I cleared a main,
right?
there'd be either like mid, or they could be ropes.
Yep.
Somewhere like over there.
Let's
that area.
say there's one guy on your, wait, what the hell's going on? What's going on with my maps? Whoa. I'm lagging. So give me 1 second. Okay, that's so weird. So, let's say there's one guy here. Okay, he's kind of like jiggling both sides to make sure no one's walking up. Like, what do we know?
If there's one, so if one of my teammates is mid and they're holding mid,
Yep.
and I
And
already cleared a main,
yep. And your team was
then
like, yo, 3B main. Or let's say they didn't even tell you. Everything, the whole round was super quiet. Okay? And you walked out. You didn't hear anything. So you're like, okay, I'm going to take some space. And we cleared it like we did. And we walked out. And there was no noise. We don't know anything. There's 2 on B. Let's say there's one guy still on A. You're the guy that walked out. Like the Cypher was A. There's one guy mid. And there's 2 B. Like 1 link, 1 heaven. Or 1 backside, 1 link. Okay? What can we kind of identify here? And that's the
are there
question.
they're gonna be probably B lobby
Right,
or B main. They
right,
might be sitting bend like going
right.
into mid.
Yep. Exactly. We
But
can
then
just.
like
Yep.
if I'm slow flanking from behind,
Yep.
like by the time I'm like over here,
Mm-hmm.
guy in mid, if they're going through bend, like the guy in mid should be
Yeah.
able to combat, or like if he shoots and whatever, like if there's a
Right. Right.
gunfight there, then I know they could be rotating.
Right.
So I
Right.
should like step off here or step off here and wait for them to push
Right.
up.
Right. You know, I wouldn't take this pathing.
Here.
This pathing is actually quite
Here.
bad. What I would do is just make sure I clear it in case nobody's there. But I would
Here.
always go through mid because people aren't gonna, especially in these levels, they're not gonna really anticipate you to lurk like that. In the higher levels, yes, they're gonna be ready for the lurk. But in this level, no. Everyone's gonna have their back towards you, kind of just looking towards defense side. So, and especially when you clear this, your team knows, okay, at the higher levels, players can see other players, like they're actively looking at other people's vision cones to see what they're looking at slash holding. But at these levels they don't. So you need to just be like, guys, I walked out A main. They can only be mid and B main. And then you start walking. Guys, I cleared mid. They're all B main. Then your team just starts running. So this is a little bit of like game sense too. It helps learning game sense. Okay. But
Yeah.
the whole point is that taking space is super invaluable because it gains information. I explained this to another, so there's only really 3/3 of a map. It's like this mid, okay, B main, and A main. So when you take 1/3 of the map in terms of information, in terms of space, you can automatically deduct where they are. Okay, they're gonna be mid, B main. Guys, they're gonna be B. They're B, stack B, and then the guys on A or mid or whatever will start rotating. Because when you take space A main, the guy on site isn't gonna stay there. He's gonna leave. He's gonna go towards mid. He's gonna go to spawn and rotate. Okay, because you have this. The only times he will come back is when you die. You walk out here and you die. He'll be like, oh fuck, the lurk is dead. They might come back off this. So like, let's say the guy, the Cypher was here watching you walk out, and then you're like, guys, they're not here. They're gonna go B. He starts running, and then you die. It's like, oh,
Last player
fuck.
standing.
And then you die. Let's say he makes it up to even up to here. He'll be like, oh fuck, they might come back. I gotta anchor. Right at the higher levels, the Sentinels understand their job. Players understand their job. They need to lock down maps. They cannot let people lurk. They can't give up space for free. Right? You see it at the lower levels, and it was in your games too. You guys were full 5-man rotating to B and leaving so much space open, where at the higher levels a good player would just take that space and he would tell his team, guys, they're all on B, and then his whole team would rotate and you guys would start rotating. But he's set up for you guys, right? The lurk is set up for cutting rotation, so he'd kill 2 to 3 guys and you guys are more likely to lose a round. Okay, so that's
That
that.
makes sense, yeah.
That's the whole point of taking space. I'm not saying take space when you hear 3 people. Okay, I'm saying do it safely. Understand when to do it, right? Actually understand the information. There are times where, even in my games, where it's super quiet, but I still take space because I kind of jiggle this. Okay, there's no one there. Okay, I just kind of make sure my crosshair's head level, come back head level. All right. Okay, guys, they're B and mid. And then I start walking. Obviously I'll clear this. I'm just trying to do it fast for you. I'll take my knife out here and there, make the speed go up, because walking with a knife is faster. I'd always clear this. There's always guys here because they're just making sure there's no defensive lurk coming up mid. Because in this map, people love walking down mid, okay, or staying here.
Here.
So a lot of the times, especially in your elo, they're gonna have their back towards you. And this kind of will work on your timing, where if you do it well once, you're gonna keep doing it. And there are times it's not gonna work, but just identify why it didn't work. Like I can explain, like you wanted to take space and you just start walking, you didn't clear this corner, and this guy just kills you from behind. Okay, next time I understand, I need to clear this corner every single time. It does not matter, right? So you kind of build upon that skill. You build it, you refine it, you get it better. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Round 8 on A, doesn't hear noise, and he just walks out with a knife walks out with knife A main. Team
Yeah,
bails
I
him
know
out. You remember
exactly
this
what you're
round?
talking
Remember
about.
this round?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
So this was wait, so this wasn't the round where the Reyna flashed, but you just walked out with your knife here, and the Reyna
Here.
killed you where it was unexpected, right? You didn't hear anything, and that kind of goes with the whole thing I said
What you were
before.
saying earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like just have your gun out and just be proactive. Even though you don't hear anything and you don't expect it, just expect the unexpected. He might be there. So you kind of have to proactively clear these angles very slowly, not just wide swing it like right? But just be like,
Yeah.
okay, like just kind of give it a, because when you do this movement, like a little, this is called slicing the pie where you don't just wide swing the angle, where you're cutting angles, right? Think about a pie. You're slicing little 10 degrees or 15-degree angle, 40, whatever it may be. It could be even a 50-degree angle, but or 90% whatever. But this is called slicing the pie. Where why this is so good is because when you do this, just the way the game is made and overall just information being relayed, latency, ping, you actually get an advantage. You see this guy's arm, where if this guy's like this, okay, and you slice the pie on him, you're actually going to see him first just because of the latency, peeker's advantage, kind of how this game is set up, just the ping, overall information going from the server to your computer to the other guy's computer, stuff like that. The peeker
It's
always
kind of
has an advantage in this game. Okay? Yeah.
That's like a the slicing the pie thing is actually like I it's kind of the same thing. It's a soccer term as well for like defense.
Okay.
Like if you're like enclosing down at an angle on someone
Right.
and you want to like make it so they can't get around you, like you want to
Yep.
eliminate
Yep.
the amount of like space that they have
Exactly.
and you give you more space.
Right.
So like what I see is like when you're like cutting the pie like on that angle,
Yep.
like you're giving yourself more space in the sense of like you're
Right.
seeing more
Right.
and that guy has like less space to move now because if
Exactly.
he swings into you, you're
Yes.
already set up for a
I'm
kill.
already ready for it because not only am I slicing the pie, I'm not slicing the pie where my crosser's on the ground. I'm slicing the pie where his head's gonna be. That's the
Yeah.
key as well. And also, you nailed it on the head. It's exactly that. But also, it adds a layer of protection where, let's say I start slicing the pie and he kind of sees my arm. He starts shooting me. He's like on an off angle. He's
Here.
standing in an unpredicted spot. Obviously, we don't expect him to be here. We're gonna expect him to be here, 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 or even here. Let's say he's on an
Here.
off angle or he's on top of the box, and like he starts. He's people panic in this game. So when they see your arm, he's gonna start shooting. You can just automatically go back, right? It's like a layer of protection as well, where you're not just wide swinging. He's in a fucked up angle. You're trying to clear this. You wide swing, and he just instantly can kill you. And let's say he even whiffs, and you try to go back, he can still has a second chance, third chance to kill you. So it's like a protection thing as well, and an information thing, and a angle advantage type thing, right? And football is similar. Okay, there's something where there's a drill for the defensive backs where they'll make one guy, like I'll just try to explain it. I need to be an open field, but well, I'll just do it right here. So
Last player
My ult
standing.
ready.
coming. There's a exercise for defense. I'll make it very short where there's gonna be make they pretend like this is the offensive guy, like the running back running down the sidelines, right? So this guy will be running, right? And let's say the running back has passed you and you're the defensive guy, right? Let's say you're a corner and the running back starts running down the sideline, right? They don't teach you to go behind them, chase behind them. They teach you to predict, like not predict, but close off the angle in terms of where he's going, because it's only 100 yards. You know he's going to the end zone, right? So you're gonna run this way, even though he's ahead of you. You're not gonna chase him behind him like that. They teach you in football that you're gonna close off the angle. So it's kind of like that type of concept where you're closing off angles. You're kind of making sure, because you're not, even if you know he's here, you're not just gonna go like this, right? That's retarded. You're gonna, right? So it's like closing off the angle type stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on one
Yep.
minute.
Go
My
ahead.
work is calling me right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know
Go
why.
ahead.
Just give me like 5 seconds.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna read chat real quick. Rank High Parks, how are you doing? Damn. Oh yeah, I read that. Sexy coach. I don't think I'm gonna play Valorant anymore. I always drop 20% data smurf. Case all, bro. You can't give up, man. When you give up, it's fucked. What rank are you? Facts. Chat isn't. He's so quiet, coach. Damn, I'm the only one here. Thank you, Simba. Reina is the agent I play when I'm learning timing. Now that I mastered it, I can do it whatever. Yep. I like this guy. He's humble. Yeah, I like him too. Holy shit, the chat is going crazy. Holy But what? I don't know why, but your streams are entertaining as fuck, and I also love learning about the game. Yep. I mean, to me, I don't think it's that entertaining. I just feel like I'm just sharing what I really know about the game and things I've learned overall in like not even just video games like poker. I learned a lot of mental game in playing poker, getting good at poker, like Texas Hold'em, um, sports, traditional sports, stuff like that. So I try my best, and I also love learning about the game. That's what this game's all about. It's getting better. Even the pros all trying to get better still, even though they're kind of capped. But we're just waiting for him. He's just taking a call from his work. So let's see where we're at. We're pretty much almost done. We're getting through it. There's a lot to go through. We're almost done though. Actually, not even. We're like halfway through. Holy shit, it's been 2 hours already? Holy fuck. Might take another hour. It's very entertaining. I think it's just because it's passion and learning new things get me excited to play again and try it out. Yep, for sure. I feel passionate about teaching people what I know. I think that's maybe it too. Like, I really want them to adopt my way of thinking, what I've learned, what I know, right? Like the mental aspect. I'm so strong in the mental aspect. Obviously, my aim has fallen off these days. That's why I'm trying to work on my aim instead of the game sense. But even even 2 years ago, I barely got aces. But nowadays, I get aces all the time because I can predict game sense. I've experienced so much, right? 2 years ago, I barely got aces. I got aces maybe once every 3 weeks, but now I'm getting aces like once a week. 1v4s are like so easy for me, right? I would like to think I'm more on the, you know, and that's thanks to poker. Me getting really good at poker, where I'm playing against some of the best players in my city, stuff like that, and I'm becoming friends with them. We'd go through hand history, stuff like that, where we're really diving deep into the mental game of things. I kind of believe that my mental game is much stronger nowadays than it was 2 years ago. Even 2 years ago, it was pretty weak. But something you learn through life. It's not even through gaming. It's like you kind of know how people are, psychology, human nature, prediction, intuition, building your intuition. I built my intuition not through Valorant, but other aspects of life, right? Yeah, everything will go. Yeah, everything's mental, right? Like even Queso said he wants to quit, right? Like that's mental, right? He hasn't even gotten that far. Like if he thinks it's hard now, wait until he's like diamond. Like it's gonna be impossible. But I'm not bashing him, but I'm just saying like he's gotta strengthen his mind. Okay, he's gotta, and that's why it's important to do the hard things, guys. Like you gotta do the hard things. That way it's super easy when you experience hard things, it becomes natural. That's why you see people in traditional sports, football, soccer, being able to clutch is because they've done it so fucking much. They've done those hard tricks or those hard jukes or those hard scenarios where he's like a 1v3 and he scores because he's done it probably more than 500 times in his whole career, right? That's why Cristiano Ronaldo is so good. He's so experienced. He was young, right? He really worked on his
All right,
game.
I'm back.
Yep. Okay, so yeah,
Sorry about that.
no, you're good, bro. I was just talking to chat, we're just yapping away. It was pretty fun. Okay, so yep. Coming with that note, we were on. Sorry. Yeah. So you walk down a main. So kind of with the cutting the pie and the angle advantage stuff. You kind of understand, right? Any questions about it?
Yeah. No. I mean,
Okay.
I understand it pretty clearly. It's just
Right.
like I feel like a lot of what I'm like hearing is just
It's pretty common sense.
it's just stuff that like
Right.
if you told me you're like, oh yeah, like you should do this, like I completely
Yeah.
agree, I
Yeah.
should do that.
Right.
It's just I'm not like putting it into action. I feel
Exactly.
like I just need to like
You're
make
not.
it like
Yeah.
a habit.
You're not
Just doing it every
applying
time.
the knowledge and the information to your game, and that's what a lot of people. I've coached. I've had probably 30 sessions now. I've only been doing this for a week, and something I've actually started to notice is that people aren't actively using their brain, as in they're not thinking deep. They're not being critical. They're not actually trying to evaluate what has happened prior round or what's going to happen, or you kind of know what I mean. Like, they're not working on this part of their game. They think that Valorant is a game where you only work on aim, and if you get Radiant level aim, you become a Radiant player. But that is more than far from the truth. There's so many players in Immortal, Low Immortal, Ascendant where they have Radiant level aim, but they cannot be ever Radiant because they're not actively working on the things you really, really need to focus on, like game
Isn't
sense, movement. Yep, go ahead.
isn't Sinatra kind of an example of that? Like I feel like he gets like his aim is just not really like radiant level, but his
Right.
IQ is just like through
Exactly.
the roof. So he like constantly
Right,
is just
right.
winning every fight.
In a way, yes. And there's multiple players like that. I explained to another student yesterday. FNS is a great example. His aim is absolute dog shit. His movement is absolute dog shit. But why and he's old too. It's not like he's young. He's 30 years old. Why he's still a pro is because he can think at a high level. He's a super high level thinker. He's a leader. He's an IGL. He understands timing. He understands padding. He understands all these things. Prediction. His intuition is good. So obviously he's not the best IGL, right? You know, maybe Bolster could be a better example. In the beginning, Bolster was super bad aim. Like, he would sit in corners, he would play controller. His aim was mediocre at best, maybe low, like mid immortal aim. But now he's improved it. But why he was a pro is because of his mental game. It's so strong. He's never believing the game's over. You know, he understands movement, prediction. His intuition is super strong. He's critically thinking, okay, if they come B, they might come here. Right? He's doing the right things in terms of the mental game. And I've told at least 10 students this. I really hope they understand this too, like after I tell them. But game sense, okay? And you really need to hear this. Game sense outweighs aim, okay? Like, even
I
if
completely agree.
if you go on a team, try out for a team, they're not only looking at your aim. I've had so many trials for like a mortal only team or a low radiant team, right? Where they don't pick me. I had insane aim, but at that time 2 years ago in my peak, my game sense was weak, okay? Like, I didn't know how to smoke stuff like that. So like, or you know, scaling properly, clearing those off angles, stuff like that. I've learned that now more recently, but you know, I never got picked up because of that. I had always really good aim, like 2 years ago in my peak, but my game sense was not following my aim. So now I believe my game sense is higher than my aim, so I got to get my aim back up because I'm kind of washed. But so that kind of goes with that point, okay? We really
Yeah.
need to be critical and actively think, process information, be aware of the minimap, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of directional sound, stuff like that. That's all mental, okay? The next thing is so we went on that. So okay, let's go A, or you can watch my POV. It's okay. On A, so this is kind of the same scenario. We won't go too deep into it because we kind of went deep into it. But on A, I wrote down on A, immediately walks up main, sees the flash, hears running noise, and commits to the walkout and dies. You remember this round where
Yeah,
you're
yeah. I
trying to
didn't
do
know
this?
what to do there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. But you not being able to do, not knowing what to do, and you dying is actually really good. You're gonna learn from this moment in time where I will explain what the more optimal thing for you to do. Okay, if you're gonna go in this
Here.
corner, you gotta do it immediately. Take your knife out and start walking. Okay, you're never gonna have your gun out. You're gonna immediately, because there's a timing here where they cannot see you. In the mid levels, people
Last player standing.
in the mid levels, people play that corner so much, and why they play it in the mid levels, like diamond, plat, is because people don't actively clear the corners. They don't understand that you need to clear everything, off angles,
Can the
convex spots.
enemy
Yep.
can the enemy hear you take your gun out?
No, they can't hear you change
Okay.
any weapon. So when you take out your
Okay.
knife, you're silently walking. And why I'm saying take out your knife is, I'm not saying run down with your knife, but you walk and run faster with a knife, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I
So
just
like,
didn't know if they
yeah.
could hear it because that's
No, no,
why I
no, they
swung it
can't.
with my gun out.
They can
'cause I
only
was, like,
hear. They can
concerned.
only hear this. If you do this with your knife,
Okay,
they can
just
hear
swing
you
there.
swinging. Okay, so don't swing around. And okay, that's something I learned early on when the game came out with my boy. But that's a different story. But so I would have just automatic. If you're gonna make this play, and I like this play. You know, you're trying to change it up. You're trying to be unpredictable. You're trying to get one or two. Maybe you can dash out. Whatever. I really like this thought process of finding those off angles / hard angles for them to clear, or angles where you can really capitalize, kill 2 or 3 more people. So I really like this thought process. Just the execution was really, really poor because you saw the flash. You walked out. I think you had your gun or your wait. Did I write knife? I didn't write that. I don't really remember, but I just remember you walking out and I saw the flash and you kind of panicked and you committed. And then he obviously saw you, so he killed you, right? But if you're gonna do this play, do it right away. Start walking, and you hear them. Get your gun out, right? Get your gun out and get ready. But what
Makes
I would
sense,
do
yeah.
when you don't
Here.
immediately there, like as in like that flash was a pretty good flash. Like he is doing that so people don't walk across and are holding these super easy angles. Like if he had an op or like he's got a really good headshot angle, you're immediately dead, right? Because the advantage is on the defense on this. Because right, if we look on the attackers, not only do they have to clear this angle, they gotta clear like maybe here that off angle and this angle. So it's really hard. They gotta use a lot of the times in the higher level utility to clear this, as in like a KO knife or a Sova drone, a Tejo drone. Okay, so what I would have done is
Yeah.
if I walked here and I got caught with my pants down, you just jump back. Just oh fuck, you just jump back, or you shoot the flash and you immediately try to transfer to kill this Reyna because you know he's following up. So you come here like this, shoot the flash and get ready to fight him because you know he's gonna swing. And a lot of the times, if you're snappy with it, which you are, I put that in your pros. You're very snappy micro adjustment. You're gonna instantly delete this guy, and then you can just, you know, let's say you wait. So I didn't use my dash yet. I walk out. He flashes. I'm gonna activate my dash and then kill this guy. Dash out. Okay, it's a little bit of a cognitive thing where I gotta actively work on turning the flash on mid-fight, which is hard, but you know it comes with time and getting better. So I would come out, flash, get ready to kill him, turn it on. I kind of did it slow, but you kind of get what I mean. Like kill the flash, turn my thing on, kill this guy, and then get out, stuff like that. Okay, so I like that thought process. Execution was bad, so when you walk out, you get caught with your pants down. Shoot the flash, get ready to fight, or shoot the flash and run away, or shoot the flash and continue to
Here.
commit, or you just run away. You just oh fuck, like right, like that was bad. But you be here, be like oh fuck, and you just start running. Okay, because a lot of the times you're gonna be okay when you see that flash, like oh fuck, and you just start running. Or this is something I didn't see you do very well. Is you could just use your smoke. Use your smoke, continue
Here.
to commit, or just
Here.
leave. Okay, use your smoke. The smoke is
If I
super
throw my
fast.
smoke though, doesn't that kind of tell them that I'm in that corner,
Yeah, but
or is that just like?
no. But I'm not saying commit
Here.
to going there, but you could just smoke to get out, so that way you don't
Oh,
get
okay.
instantly killed. I'm saying that you have an option to continue,
Block in
right?
sight.
I get what you're saying.
But I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you have an option. The better option is probably when you see this flash, is
Block in
either
sight.
smoke or you just immediately run away and reposition. Okay?
No, I got you.
Because you just kind of walked out and committed without doing anything. Not a
Block in
smoke,
sight.
not shooting the flash, right? And you just instantly died. So anything else would have been better. Yeah, you kind of know what I mean? You just
Yeah, no, I get it.
smoke this, flat kill it. Could have even just, if you want to hold your ground, as in keep the space, you don't want them to have it, you could have just smoked, hold this edge, like shoot this and hold, you know, they're going to run out the smoke or be on the edge of the smoke. Okay? It's all situational, obviously. But in this specific situation, I would rather you just shoot the smoke, shoot the flash and get ready to fight, or just run away because you just committed like this and you're just caught here
Here.
because he saw you. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you could have even, like, let's say you couldn't really run away, you got caught, you just
Block
smoke,
inside.
activate your dash, and just get out. Okay, they're not gonna be able to kill you like that very fast because it's such a quick movement. Okay, next thing is round 15. Post plant on A, so this is on attack. He's heaven and he's out in the open 2v2 situations and with one of his team going spawn. So this is that same round where we talked about you actively processing information where, excuse me, you're 3 mid, there's 1 top mid, and then you guys started hearing the vents break, and then you guys went here, set up, you got the Sova here, and then it was a 2v2, and then you died to the Reyna. Remember that round? So
Yeah.
it's that same round. Here, you're just out in the open. You knew he was bridge, but you're just here like this. He has the advantage because you only have a headshot angle. He's got a full body angle. You can see your whole body standing, and he's got peeker's advantage because you're standing still. So he's got actually latency advantage where he can react faster than you. You probably almost thought like, how the fuck did he kill me, right? And I kind of saw it. I was like, oh fuck, that was a quick shot, right? And that's the peeker's advantage. You cannot react as fast. Okay. So what I would have done is, it's a 2v2 situation.
Hold it more to the left. Then,
Also,
right?
I wrote, this is the most important information. He's out in the open 2v2 situation with one of his team going spawn to flank bridge guy. So I can't remember which agent, but somebody I saw on the mini map, he was walking up and then you died and then you guys I'm pretty sure you guys lost the round. I could be wrong. Didn't write that down. Doesn't really matter. It's not about the result. It's more about what you did. But here we gotta just identify the situation. 2v2, okay? And you didn't
Here.
call him out too. You knew he was there. You're just waiting for him. What I would have done is in this situation, 2v2 situation. I don't remember where the second guy was. I just remember where the Reyna was. But okay, I look at my mini. I would have just played a little bit off, hold the rope because
Here.
people like to go up the rope. Hold the rope, look at my mini map, understand my team's going behind him. Or even if I couldn't do that, if I was here, you could even went here, maybe not here. You could have just backed up a little bit more, maybe. Like hold an angle where he can't kill you from here, where he has to come actually wide, right? He can't kill you from here.
So then I have the peeker's advantage.
You don't have the peeker's advantage, but it's just much higher chance you're gonna kill this guy because he has to swing. You're gonna hear him kind of running. Okay, look at my sound cone. You're gonna hear him running out swinging, so you can kind of react a little bit faster. You have an advantage, not a peeker's advantage, but you just have more of an angle advantage, as they would say. But just understand the situation. 2v2, we got the bomb down. You don't need a peek, right? What's the point? What's the main objective for an attacking team? And that's a question.
Well, if you're attacking,
When they get the bomb
trying to
down,
get the spike down.
and when you get the
Oh,
spike
after
down,
getting the bomb down?
yeah, like when you get the spike down, what's the objective? When you get the spike down,
Well, defend it. Make sure they don't defuse it.
sure. Kind of keep thinking. What else? It's for it to. I'll just make it.
Stay
Very simple.
alive.
Stay alive, sure. It's so you want the bomb to explode, or kill all of them, right? Because you need to. That's the only
Yeah.
way you win the round, right? So that's what you have to understand. You don't just ego this guy and hold him and try to kill him. You need to burn as much time as possible. It takes 7 seconds to defuse a bomb. It takes 45 seconds for the bomb to diffuse from the start of plant to the end. So you need to burn about 38 seconds, right? So the bomb was only down like 15 seconds. You need to burn 15 more seconds, 20 more seconds. We need to identify the situation. Okay, we need more time. So you need to be patient here because this guy would have just walked up and literally just killed this guy. It would have been a 2v1 situation and you wouldn't have to lift a single finger. Okay? And you could have just waited for the second guy to tap the bomb. You could have even came here. If you think he's mid, you can hold mid. If you think he's gonna walk up, you can hold this. You can just wait, be patient, right? And this is kind of comes back to what I said with play for the win. Okay? Don't care about your kills. When I play, I don't care if I'm 10 and 20 as long as I win the game and I did my job. Okay, sometimes I can have a bad game on a duelist role where I go 10 and 20, but even if I'm actively calming, feeding important information, entering site as my role, doing these important things, I don't give a fuck if I'm 10 and 20. If I'm actively in a 1v3 situation, there's not much time and I just kind of wait it out and I jump peek it, they're not on, I wait and I win the round. Okay, I did my job. Okay, I won rounds for us. That's the most important. People don't understand. And you'll see that in a lot of games, in the common games, where people will just randomly just holding, swinging, throwing their body at them when they could just wait 10 seconds and they would have immediately won the round. And then they'll lose rounds like that a lot. Okay, so that's that. Just wait for the guy spawn. We got to be aware. Look at your minimap. Okay, this guy's going back behind him. I know he's there. So tell your Sova, yo, she's bridge, Reyna bridge, and you can make noise for him. Okay, if you start going like this, do you think the Reyna's gonna look behind you when you do that? That's a question. Is he gonna go like this when you
Wait,
start shooting?
repeat the question.
I said if you're heaven, you see your teammate going behind, right?
Yeah.
And you start shooting, making noise, like kind of going like this, or like trying to just kind of pre-fire where he's gonna shoot. Do you think the Reyna's gonna look behind him like this when he's bridge? It's a yes or no question.
I
Well,
feel like me personally, or like I don't know.
In
I'll
general,
say, like,
not subjective. Objectively, generally, will this guy, when you're shooting at him from heaven, is he gonna go like this and look spawn?
I feel like I would check it
No.
if it's a
Generally,
2v1.
okay, maybe in the lower levels, but it's still, that's really retarded. If you're shooting at him, like let's say you're over there shooting at this spot, and I'm in a post-plant scenario where there's a lot of pressure, I'm gonna try to look this way. I'm not gonna look behind me, right? It's just common sense. How can I expect this guy to be there if you know, you're shooting at me, like making noise, right? I know you're there. A lot of the times it's a high pressure situation. He's not going to be able to think clearly where he's like, oh, this guy's a, you know, maybe at the Radiant level where they have so much game sense, like, oh, there's a guy coming behind me. Okay, or he heard a step or something, or his teammate saw his back, the guy lurking behind him, and he was, you know, rounding this corner, and his
Here.
teammate came here and saw him. It's like, yo, he's behind you. That's a different story. But in this scenario, and especially in this elo where if you're like trying to like pre-fire him, like just because you thought he was gonna like headshot glitch or whatever, this guy is not gonna just look like this, okay? He's gonna try to fight you as well. He's gonna try to, because he needs to defuse the bomb. As a defensive team, his goal is to defuse the bomb. He's not gonna wait here forever, wait for the flank. He needs to delete, actively kill the attacking team to get on the bomb.
I
Okay?
wasn't even thinking about it from like if he's the defending. If that makes
Exactly.
more sense than if he's
Exactly.
defending
And
and he's
that's
trying to defuse it,
and
he would want to try
see,
and take the fight to kill me on
right,
heaven.
and that's the way of level of thinking you have to think about. He's a defender. You're not defending to defuse the bomb or whatever. You're the attacking team. You just need to get the bomb to explode. This guy has more pressure than you. You could literally just sit here AFK holding this, or maybe the rope, whatever, because you kind of know your team cleared this, and just sit there and wait for the bomb to tick. Just, you could not even kill a single guy and win the round. But the pressure is on the defense. This guy needs to actively make deductions. Okay, let's say he came down spawn. Okay, clear this off angle. Okay, I'm gonna start clearing here. Okay, he's telling his team, okay, nothing backside, and then whatever, the guys start flank, whatever, the guys, oh, his teammates coming through main, he's going flank. Okay, I'm coming through flank, bro, and then he clears us. Yo, nothing main, they must be side in heaven. So then the defense are the ones that need to make deductions. The attacking teams don't need to make deductions like that. They just need to play the bomb and use their utility to get on site. They just need to get on site to set up. That's the attacker's goal. And that's why you'll see in pro play a lot where they don't take fights after they get the bomb, where they just start running down spawn and trying eagling to get kills. So literally all four of them run off and play together because they understand they just need to play the bomb. Okay, and they whoa, oh yeah, this happens when you're in a custom for too long. So we'll remake, but you kind of get what I mean. The pressure's on the defense. Put the pressure on them. Don't give them the opportunity to cut that pressure and be like, okay, there's only one more left. Let's go. Right? Stuff like that. Okay.
It makes sense.
We gotta really think about it on both angles, and that's what good players do. That's what I do. Is where I'm not just thinking about on my level. Okay. For example, if they saw, I'll kind of go in the lobby and show you, and I'll kind of briefly explain it here. But if my team, okay, the enemy team saw three of us, I know they're gonna start rotating because I understand what a defensive comms is. They're gonna be like, guys, three mains, start rotating, right? I know that. So what I will do is I'll big brain them and I'll tell them, guys, let's rotate. They're gonna make their way over to this site. They saw three of us, right? You gotta kind of get into the brains of the enemy team. Okay, pick your agent and just lock in.
I didn't even.
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
looking at your screen
Yeah,
share. I
sorry.
kind of forgot.
The custom game expires when you're in the lobby for too long, which is really, really stupid. I find that so dumb. Like, we've been in there for like an hour and a half, but it's okay. But you kind of get what I mean. Like, you gotta adopt this way of thinking where I know what they're thinking. Okay, where it's soup, and that's game sense. Obviously, comes with time. You're not gonna get it overnight. You have to play a lot of games. You gotta understand human psychology. You gotta understand how people play this game generally.
I'm
Obviously,
hungry.
subjectively, there are
Lunch
times where
on brimstone
rounds
after
are
this.
fucked up or this and that. There's different situations, but objectively,
My ult's ready.
generally, you can kind of get a feel of how people play. Why? It's because you will play the same way. That's where you can get that thought process. If I'm a defense and I see them 3B, I'm gonna tell them, guys, 3B. Obviously, I'm not gonna, me in my lobbies, I'm not gonna just tell them rotate, because in the higher levels, they'll and this is why at the higher levels they understand this concept. They won't just run in after they know the enemy saw three of them. Maybe sometimes, but a lot of the times they know that I know as well, right? It's a mind game, and you'll see it in Counter-Strike a lot too. It kind of came from Counter-Strike, right? But in Valorant, people are just starting to adopt that way of thinking. But in Counter-Strike, it's always been there where I know that they know I'm here. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to leave where they're stuck on that site and I just got a free site, right? You see that in Counter-Strike all the time. But in Valorant, it's just now in the last year, 2 years where that's becoming a way of thinking. But, you know, when I've been playing this game since beta. When I first played this game for the first 2 years, no one ever thought like that. Not even me. I wouldn't even think like that. Like as in where they saw 3 of us, I was just be like, guys, let's go, quick, run on site. But nowadays, they're too good where they're gonna be ready for that. So now we have to adjust. Okay, guys, they know we're B. They saw 4 of us. Let's rotate. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay, we're gonna be proactive. Okay, with our brain, not our aim. It's
Last player standing.
reducing risk and maximizing profit. As and our profit is winning rounds. Sorry, I'm choking. Increasing the chances of winning the round. That's our maximizing profit part. Minimizing our loss is the risk. Making sure that we're taking the best possibility to not get team wiped as an attacker. Okay?
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
Okay. So there's 2 more for movement position. I know it was really long. I'm really trying to go in depth with you. These are the last
No,
2
it's
for
good. I'm
for
learning a
the
lot.
movement positioning list. This was the biggest section you had. And I tell all my students that it's not only a movement positioning as in like, oh, I need to come down and predict my movement or like be ahead of them. It's not that. It ties in with your game
10
sense. Your
seconds
game
left.
sense will lead you to better movement and positioning. So it's correlated. People don't understand. It's together. It's hand in hand. Okay.
Yeah.
So round 16, entering was good. Could be much faster. First one / clears his corner. I did not write which site for some reason. Well, so you can kind of refer to the VOD. I think it was B.
Last player
I
standing.
should have wrote down which site it was. I can't remember. Could be much faster. First one. Oh yeah. So one thing I'll just briefly touch on this. I won't go into specifics because I don't remember the round. But one thing I noticed is that you're not actively entering first. Okay. I explained it like this to a student. Almost all my duelist students have a problem with this, where they don't know how to scale, they don't know how to entry, they don't know what the hell to do on a duelist. Okay, and you're not as bad. You're still playing with your team, but you're behind them. Okay. Think about an arrow. Okay, there's the stick, the point, and the feathers. Right? What do the feathers do? They
Yeah.
really help the trajectory, the speed. It makes it spin, stuff like that. Right? It's a part of the stick. You are the arrow, okay, as a duelist. It doesn't matter which agent you are, Raze, Jet, ISO, you're the arrow, okay? You are the one to break their line of defense, break through, hit them, okay? So you need and clear the hard angles. You are that guy. That is your role, okay? So I would clear this off angle, right? I'll come here, like let's say in a perfect world there's a smoke. I'll come here, make sure, I would dash, like not that way, but you know how high level people entry this site on Jet is. This is smoked, right?
Yeah.
They would smoke up here, updraft up here, so that way when his whole team is behind him, they're coming down here, like 4 guys. This guy can't just go like this and look up here, even though he knows you're there. And also it's smoke, so it's hard for him to find you. He's not gonna just be looking like that because people are gonna jump through here and they're gonna immediately clear this because they know this is such a common spot for people to sit. And also here. Right, this guy cannot actively kill you that fast unless he's got super sick flick or aim or whatever. But so that's how they would kind of enter it. This is kind of how I enter it too, and you see it in pro games. They'll go like this, right, or like that. That was bad smoke. But the smoke would be up here, everything's smoked, and he would go down and try to kill this or look this way first, whatever it may be. But that's how they get on site on this site. We can go to A and I can kind of show you. But so I explained it to my students where a site is 3 sections. You go to any map, okay?
Yeah.
The first section is always the most fucked up angles, okay, of the site, which is here, these off angles, here where they're holding people, walk wide on a main, and also not even that, here, and a lot of people play crossfire where one guy will be here, one guy will be here. Right, this guy will be taking first contact and this guy will swing off him. He's like, yo, I'm swinging off you, right? So if this guy starts fighting a guy, this guy's just gonna swing and instantly trade or kill 2 people, okay?
Yeah.
So the first section is always a fucked up angle. So make sure you're holding this. You get a teammate to hold this if you don't want to hold it anymore, because you're the one that needs to go in first and clear these angles. So your teammates will more likely or not, they will hold this. You come wide, another teammate's behind you. You tell them, you hold this, you come wide over here. You start crouch peeking this. Okay, it's clear. Guys, it's clear. Get ready. They start throwing their smokes, having smoke. You clear this, right? And then you go on other edges. Sometimes you're going to dash here. Like, they start holding these sides. You're going to dash, look, make sure they're not there. And then you just kill one. This is all smoke. and stuff like that. So first section is always the fucked up angles. Second section is always spots that are leading up to backside. So for example, here, you know, obviously every map's different, but that's the common theme that I've realized, that there's always 3 sections where it's first section, fucked up angles where you need to clear the crossfires, hard corners, right and left. And then the second section is always like sections leading up to backside. So here, this is a very common angle where people play. Here's a very common angle. This is a very common angle. Heaven is a very common angle. So, but obviously it's gonna be smoked when you enter it. So it's smoked, right? And then you clear this, guys. Closest clear, and then you guys start clearing this. One guy comes going bridge, they clear that, and then you make your, and you always clear backside. Okay, too many low-level players do not understand this concept. It's so simple. This guy's gonna kill everybody if you don't clear him. Okay, especially at the higher levels, they're super good. Where there's boom, and they come this, kill this guy, and come back, kill another guy. Okay, they're really good because in Valorant, a lot of the sites are super boxy. They're hard they're hard angles to clear. Like hard as in not difficulty, but the angle is not rounded where if I can see you from here, I have to literally come out to clear you. Okay? So that's just how the maps are. They're boxy, they're squarish. It's just the way the maps are terrible. In my opinion, the map maker needs to get fired. But when you clear this, you go to the third section of the map, which would be spawn. So you would clear here. People love sitting here on like a setup when they're getting ready to retake because they're holding spawn. It's such a hard angle to clear. If he's sitting there and another guy's here, like you guys are pretty much dead if you just walk out.
So the faster you clear, more efficient you clear, the better.
Right. Yep. And that's called scaling. Scaling means, you know, as it kind of sounds, scaling. You're moving forward. You're progressing. So scaling a site would mean, looking here. There's a smoke. Okay, guys, we're scaling. They're clearing. Okay, we got this. And then you can scale into spawn if you want. Obviously, there's more risks with that because the defensive team are going to be usually around here when you guys are out on site. They're going to be like coming in or waiting patiently. They're going to be here waiting. So you're not just going to updraft dash up in heaven and, you know, like this. They're going to be likely waiting. So you got to kind of know these spots where people like to wait for retake. So, you know, the faster you clear efficiently and well, and you know, make sure the site is clean and clear for your team to be safe for them to plant, the more rounds you're gonna win. Because if you just, because there's one round where you went like this, it's in the notes, we'll talk about it after, but you went like this and then you died because wait, I don't remember if you died. I wrote it down, but we can talk about that later. But you kind of get what I mean. It's like making sure all these corners are clear, because a lot of times in the mid-low levels, they won't clear this one guy and 3 guys will walk by me and just kill all 3. Okay, so that's why you gotta actively.
It's kind of like.
Yeah.
You finish.
No, go ahead.
When the way you explained it, like going through like each section.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of like, I mean, in soccer, like when you're trying to score a goal.
Right.
Like the forwards or the wingers will kind of push up.
Right.
And make space for the forward,
Right.
or well, if the wingers push up, the forward or
Right.
the center mid to push up with the ball.
Yeah.
And you pass the ball to score the goal. So in this
Right,
situation, it's kind of the same thing of like
Right.
you're advancing through, getting through their lines,
Mhm.
clearing space, making space so that duelists or whoever's initiator.
You can think about it like
Yeah,
this
keep
as well. You're head on though. You're spot on. Where you're like the forward, right? The forward isn't gonna be in the midfield or in the defensive zone. They're gonna be up, ready to get the ball. So that's kind of what it you can relate it to, is where you're up, ready to get kills. You can think about it that way. You're up, ready to kill people, because people are gonna start running down by themselves, especially in the mid-low levels, even in the high levels. In my rank lobbies, so people are retarded. They're gonna do that, but you gotta be. You gotta scale the site properly and efficiently where you're in a position to get more kills or score the goal, as they say, right? And you can think about it this way as well, where, you know, the defensive guy isn't gonna go from defensive zone with the ball and push it all up by himself, right? He's gonna pass the ball, right? So it's kind of the same thing where you need to be ready in position. Okay.
Makes sense.
So the last thing is round 17. It's attack on A, goes A. So this is the round I wrote. On A, team goes A and updraft dash top site, needs to clear second section of the map. That's what I wrote. I don't think you died. Oh, this was the round where you killed the Sage here. Remember when she got faded, ulted? Yeah, so that was that round where you went. But yesterday with one of my students, he did the exact same thing, but there was no fade. But he died. The clove was here, and he just murdered him because he didn't actively clear these entering angles. Okay, where I don't mind this play. I think it's kind of not the greatest dash because you were alone. It would be okay if you kind of baited your team and they cleared it first, but like they were like one guy was like going over here. I can't remember exactly, but you just went like this. It was a fade ult, and then you kind of came down. You didn't clear anything, and then you came back because you saw the line and you killed him. But you know, I
How
would
would you enter with Jet then
on this app
A6?
on this site. Yeah, so this site
Yeah.
isn't a site where you're updraft dashing. It's more of a you clear these angles and then you just kind of get ready. They smoke this, you can go like that, make sure no one's there. If he's there, you can automatically kill him and you're past him. And also, if he kills you, your team's right behind you. They're gonna instantly spam this or clear him and dead. Okay, and then obviously once you kill this guy, you would make your way to a back site. You're obviously hoping one of your teammate came wide and came this way and cleared it, because there are times too where you've made the great entry, you cleared the second section of the map, like one part of the second section, but then there's one guy, and obviously sometimes this is out of your control, where one guy will kill 3 of your team, but you're on site, right? So that's, you know, those are just more unlucky moments where, you know, you've relied on your team and they didn't get it done, or the defensive player just made a really, really good play and he just killed 3 people with sick aim. Okay?
Yeah.
It'll be more so on B and like sites like I'm trying to think about a map right now on the spot, like maybe like Ascent. You're gonna dash in A on B into Boathouse. You know, a lot of maps where there's it depends on the map and the site, but A is not really a updraft dash site. This is more of an updraft dash site. You'd always clear this corner because people, me especially, higher level players, Reynas, Chambers, they'll play on this off angle because people don't clear it. People are retarded. You gotta always like make sure. Obviously, this is gonna be smoked. Somebody's gonna be holding because people love getting information from here. So they'll swing and then they'll die a lot of the times because 3 people is holding it. So 3 people will hold it. Maybe one guy will be over here making sure books. It's called books or link. There's always people here waiting for you to come out. So he's kind of making sure no one will swing. He has that angle covered, right? So it's a perfect world. I would turn my thing on, clear this angle, smoke, go up, smoke properly, and get up, right? Or even a lot of people will like dash this way instead. Like they'll just get up here and dash like this, so they're clear. They'll smoke it, or smoke up here, stuff like that. Okay. So that's for it. For B, it's all site specific. For Jet, for the other entries where you don't have a movement ability, you need to be actively clearing these common angles. So if I was Reyna, you know, I don't have a dash, obviously, so I'd get my team to hold this. I'd be like, yo, hold it. They smoke this. I clear this off angle, and then I'll throw a flash up here so this library guy can't just come out and fucking shoot me down. So he would be blind. He would back up, and then we would actively work towards clearing this guy here. Where it's like 80% of the time somebody's here, and if it's clear, you guys understand. The side is clear. We need a clear link. There's usually people playing here, and then heaven as well. There's always people sitting here like this, listening. It's like, oh, guys, retake. They're on site, right? And then we can scale as well. So that would be the third section. So the first section would be all the fucked up angles, like heaven, wide heaven with an op, this side with an op, this here. You'd make sure you're actively looking at it when you come out through main. So you look here, this smoked. You kind of look here, and then you come back wide again. Not there. Okay. And then whatever, you just come this way or that way, or you even scale this way. If your team's coming this way to clear this guy, he dies, you can start actively clearing this, and then make your way towards the third section, which is spawn. You can even go up heaven if you want, have a really, really fucked up off angle. But the problem is, there's a lot of people that will swing through here, so people don't really play this angle. It's good in like less number situations, like a 2v2 or like a 3v2, 4v2, 5v3, stuff like that. It's fine. Or if you have like an ability to move off, like Chamber, Reyna, Raze, Jet, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for your movement positioning. This next thing will probably be much quicker. Okay. So I wrote you need to use your smokes more. I did not really see you use your smokes that much. You could have just, you know, even if you're retaking, for example, your heaven, right? You guys don't have smokes. You can smoke this and just come out wide. Right, because you don't want to just swing this heaven. People play in window or main, and they always hold heaven because they know, right? And I'm gonna ask you this question. It's a very simple question. How many retaking points are there on this site B? How many spots can a defensive team come from? It's very, very simple.
Okay, well, there's really only 2.
Right, you got it.
Here
so
and here and here.
Exactly. So So as an attacking team, if we have the bomb, we really only need to look at 2/2.5. The half would be the lurk side.
No, I was gonna say
Okay,
yeah. What
maybe
if like
three.
someone's
You could say
flanking?
maybe three on this site specifically because of how fucked up it is. As in, like, we gotta hold small flank. This is called small flank or window flank, and then the big flank where they're coming to
But
spawn
that's not
and they
that's not
can
the
come.
duelist job though, right?
No. It's not the duelist's job, but there are times you're gonna be coming back too, where your team's like, "Yo, come back, come play with us," right? Whatever it may
Yeah.
be, or you're playing a sentinel. It's I'm not saying this as in a duelist role, but more of a game sense role, as in there's two a game sense thing where there's two really spots where they can come from. This can apply to any role, any agent, doesn't matter. It's heaven, blink. So people understand that, so they'll always be playing main with like a headshot walkout angle or a run out angle, whatever it may be. This guy always, usually the guy on site backside is holding this angle where people love walking up these books. So as soon as he goes up his books, he's instantly dead, because this spot as a defender, this spot right here, pinging, super
Yeah.
difficult spot to clear when you're retaking, because they can hide, they can play ring around the rosy. Let's say we kill the guy window, we kill the guy on the thing, kill the guy backside, and it's like a now it's like a 2v1. This guy just can play time, go around, kill this guy, and then readjust,
Watching here.
and then your team starts going backside. This guy will come back around, and then he'll come. A lot of the times you'll see in the higher levels, this guy will come back on the boxes and kill this guy because it's so unexpected, or just unlucky because this guy has such good movement. Okay,
Yeah.
so we really gotta use our smokes a little bit more. You could have just
Blocking
boom,
sight.
boom, boom. Use this to come out. Even double smoke it or smoke up areas where it's hard to clear, like that angle. You know, even main. But usually they'll smoke main for you, stuff like
Here.
that. Or it'll be situational where it's a 1v1. You got your smoke. Use the smoke and start defusing the bomb. Don't just defuse the bomb out in the open. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a general note. It wasn't a round specific. So overall, okay. Next thing is round 11. So you're on defense, retake on B, gets a good kill on retake, and throws a weird smoke and gets traded. So
I remember this very
I don't
specifically.
remember. I actually can't remember where this happened. Can you kind
It
of
was
remind
up
me?
here. It was right here. I think.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes, yes.
killed Viper here,
Yep.
and Omen was here. I didn't
Right,
realize.
right,
I
right,
went to
right.
throw a one-way smoke
Yes,
there, and he
yes,
just
yes.
swung me.
Yeah, right. Now I remember the round. Thank you. So yeah, um, but you kind of got caught with your pants down. I would say you got a really good kill. Just back up or just actively clear these angles. Let's say in a perfect world, this is smoke, so they're not gonna kill you through window. Maybe they even double smoked it. Okay, because usually they'll smoke right away on retake, so that like a clove, so that way she can reset her like her smokes have much less cooldown when they get closer to the bomb to smoke the bomb. And in this game, you don't want to ever in a retake situation where you smoke off the positions there are, like a main, for example, or whatever. You smoke the bomb so they cannot actively see you defuse if they walk out the smoke. That's how high level people smoke in retake. Okay, so yeah, so you kill this guy somewhere here, I can't remember where, and then you do your smoke right away. I kind of think this smoke is useless because you're cutting off. If you're gonna smoke here,
Blocking
it's
sight.
kind of bad. I understand if you understand there's somebody there. Still, it's kind of bad. You're giving them protection. I'd
Well,
rather. Yep.
what I tried to do was I forget who.
The omen
Forget
peeked
who
you.
I
I
was
remember. I remember
watching.
the omen peeked you.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, but I forget. It was I was watching a streamer or
Yeah.
a pro player,
Yeah.
and they were like, it wasn't exactly right here, but they were playing Jet, and they were like
There.
throwing like one ways,
Okay.
and I was trying to like replicate that because I thought someone was there, and I was like, if I throw the smoke high enough,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
if they swing into that at the right time,
Yeah.
like I was banking on a lot of different like uncertainties.
Right.
I wasn't
But
even
There.
thinking about someone being here, and I was like, if they swing that at the right time, then I could
yeah.
get that kill with
But
that
you
one way.
also kind of missed. The thing was, it wasn't even like it was here. Like I remember looking at the smoke, it was like down here, and you just gotta trust your team. You're on retake. You're on defense. Okay. When you kill this guy, you have numbers advantage. You gotta just trust that your team's coming down this way, because you know at the higher levels, let's say 4 of you are alive, they're not all gonna come heaven, because then it leaves link open where they have space. Now you guys can only come heaven, right? If this guy was sitting here and he's like, "Yo, they're all heaven," like it's GG. You guys lost the round because you know,
Yeah.
at the higher levels, it's really likely it's just over because there's only one point they need to cover. It's right here, and this guy has all of this, right? This guy is gonna kill you. This guy back here is gonna kill you guys coming out. This guy in main, people like to play here, so this guy's dead. The guy window holding you is gonna kill you. Like the guy main off angle on main is gonna kill you, right? So because they understand they're gonna all look this way. If this guy calls yo all heaven, like he's not gonna just start holding this forever. He's gonna look, right? So yeah, it's okay to copy pros, but also understand like they kind of know what they're doing. So I don't know what the clip was or what happened, but there's probably a good reason he did that. So don't just do that because you saw a pro do it, okay? Just be ready to take the next fight, okay? Because you're in the lower levels, okay? These fights are super slow. Like when I watch these fights, I'm like, holy shit! Like how the hell did this guy live, right? But in my level plus and low mortal plus, bro, people die like. Okay, retake literally takes 5 seconds and it's a 1v1 situation and it started 5v5 because the trading is so fast. We come out, we kill this guy, I died, my team kills this guy, and it's just so fast. People know what to do, people know where the common angles are, okay?
Yeah.
So don't just kill this guy, stand in the open, and this kind of goes back with standing in the open. Don't stand in the open. I'd rather you maybe come back here or even come here and just look because you can clear this angle. Look, go in that corner.
Here.
You can clear this guy here, kind of like holding. Okay,
Oh
like
yeah, you can.
so you could have killed this guy and just came wide, swung him, and just he would have died because he was tucked. But you let him swing you with the advantage, Peeker's advantage. He's just swung you and killed you because he heard you kill the Viper. Okay, so that one is that one. It's not as big, but okay. So round 12 on A main needs to activate dash right away. So this was the round where you saw the raining and the Reyna and you committed to you saw the flash and she killed you. It's that same round, okay?
Yeah.
I just wrote that you need to just activate your dash, especially when you see the smoke. Just put the flash, just turn it on, just dip. If you cannot get out by just running. Optimally, it's just better to just not use it and get out. But you're kind of like out here. Like if you're if you're a little bit fast, you probably would have lived. If you're really fast, okay. So that's that. Nothing crazy. Round 14 starts A. Updraft dashes can just smoke and dash and clear corners for team. Oh yeah, I remember this round. So this isn't, like I said, this isn't a site where you need to updraft dash. If you're gonna dash, you can just dash. You can save your updraft. You just updraft dash it, and in the middle of the site, you smoke here, and just go like this. And you didn't get on top. You'll see it in the VOD. I remember. You can just. I don't mind these smokes. Like they're not the greatest, not the baddest, but I'd rather you just smoke off yourself for the dash. So you smoke here, and then you dash here where. It takes a lot of time for them to try to find you in the smoke. You can move around and your team's holding, they're out, and they have to make a decision when you dash in. Is this guy gonna hold this smoke and look at you? Is this guy gonna look at you, right? And then if they do, your team's gonna fucking murder them because they got caught with their pants down. They're not really holding main. Obviously, at the higher levels, one guy's gonna hold him, one guy might hold the smoke. But a lot of the times when there's high pressure rounds, it's hectic, close game, they're gonna try to delete this guy first. So they're gonna look, and their team will instantly trade this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So remember, for this map, obviously, other maps different story. This map, you don't need to updraft. You just go like this. And look, the one thing I wanted to tell you is you can actively clear these not off angles, but these entry angles super easily on Jet, Raze, where you smoke, you dash. Oh wait, sorry. Look, and you look right and left, and then you'll clear both because of the question mark. You can look at your map. If there's question marks, you know they're there. Your teammate will know as well. And if they're not, you've fully cleared 2 angles with 1 piece of utility, 2 pieces of utility. You're smoking your dash, okay? So yeah. Yeah, and I wrote you need to clear corners for your team because I think during the round you weren't really clearing corners. You just started just going spawn. I can't remember exactly. You can watch the VOD. Okay, round 18 on B. So you were on defense. Wait, you were on defense, right? No, you were attacking. On B, you Q dash. Oh yeah, so I remember this one. You'll see it in the stream. You Q your dash and you just started walking up. You didn't even use it. You gotta just use it at least. What's the point of queuing it up if you're not gonna use it, right? I always tell my teammate, my students, you really want to press it as soon as you hear somebody or you're anticipating a fight. Like I know this guy's gonna swing. Okay, I put it on. Get ready. Or it's like a fucked up angle where I know they're holding me, so I'm gonna kind of jiggle and kind of like whatever it may be. So don't queue it unless you have a really good reason to use it. In this game, it's all about value, especially utility. Your utility need to actually do something. Okay, that one's not as bad.
Yeah.
Round 19, it's the same concept. On A, you're attacking. Q's dash doesn't use it. Won't go too deep into that one. It's on the VOD. You can watch it. Okay, we are on the last section. This is it for cons, and then we're just gonna quickly go through pros. We won't go through pros like this. I'll just talk to you about it, okay? And you can watch it on the VOD.
Okay.
Because it's not as important, right? If you're doing something right, we don't really need to go deep into it. You just gotta keep improving it, okay? We just really gotta
Yeah.
work on the things you're doing wrong. Okay, game sense. So we already went through this. And I wrote it in game sense and movement positioning because it correlates. It's the same thing. You got to understand these concepts and being creative, using your brain, being unpredictable, stuff like that. Having good off angles, timings, right? Lurking well. So it's all those are just in this one note, and it's only really starts A, right? So we went through it. You only started A. Get creative. Be like, hey, I'm gonna walk down and be unpredictable. Be even unpredictable to yourself. Being like, hey, I'm gonna walk down mid this time, even though it's scary, even though you're gonna die. That's how you get better. That's how you grow on these skills where you're gonna understand these scenarios and get better at it. So be like, hey, this round, guy, and tell your team too. Don't just do it because you need to tell your team so they can act accordingly. Where they're not gonna just throw their bodies down because you're walking down. Okay, they're gonna play safer. They're gonna let you get the information, stuff like that. So just be like, hey guys, I'm walking down mid this round, and then in the next round you'll be like, hey, I'm gonna go A, and then you go A for 2-3 rounds. Be like, okay, I'm gonna go B this round. Hey, I'm gonna walk down B. Oh, they keep coming A. I'm gonna go B and then walk down B and flank them because I know I have a bigger brain than these noobs, right? Stuff like that. Okay, the next thing is really needs to clear space, corners, take space. This kind of goes with like game sense, movement, aim as well, like having good crosshair placement as you're clearing these. So it's like all kind of intertwined as well. Just like all these examples I showed you, you gotta clear these angles actively. When you're attacking, they're called entry angles, as in angles where you need to kind of clear before you can go in, like these hard angles, always fucked up angles in the beginning, here, up here wide, maybe even up here sometimes. And a lot of times people play this off angle here in Link where they're not tucked in the corner like this because you're dead. They're gonna play this angle where they can cover 2 points with one angle, where if this guy swings, he's dead. If this guy swings under, he's dead as well. Okay, so this guy will
I got
hold
it.
2 angles like this. He literally locks down half the site. He can only give up back sight with this angle. If he's holding it, he's never dead. So they all come out spawn, they'll get ready to retake, stuff like that. So yeah, we gotta actively. I know it's really hard in the beginning. I started as a Sentinel controller, so I was never really playing Jet, Reyna, those type of agents. So it took me, and then once I hit Immortal, I started wanting to be a duelist because I thought it was super cool. You get a lot of kills. You're always on the top of the leaderboard. Your team sets you up, stuff like
Last
that.
player
So
standing.
I started actively working on these things, and you gotta really work on it. It's a lot about map knowledge as well. It's not just game sense. It's you gotta know where the common angles are, and you gotta learn these spots. You gotta see them, stuff like that. So clear our corners, okay? Especially when you're going on site. First section, fucked up angles, clear it. Second section, close to slash back site, okay? And then now we can start. And obviously the third section is much easier to scale, right? When you clear all the site, you know no one's gonna shoot you from site. You've cleared the site, so you can start making your way towards spawn and getting kills, come back, whatever it may be. Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is round 5, rotating from A to B. Okay, I remember this round. Rotating from A to B, Omen TP spawn, team pings to be careful spawn, and runs out. This kind of comes with your overall mini map knowledge, game sense, movement positioning, a little bit of all that. So you remember this round, you're rotating the B, and the Omen
Yeah.
ulted, and you're coming down this way. And I saw in the minimap, you'll see in the VOD. Obviously, they didn't tell you at the higher levels. They should be telling you guys, and you should automatically assume when the Omen ults, okay, especially in the lower levels, they automatically just go spawn. At the higher levels, it'll be different where they'll set it up where he'll maybe ult here to clear all backside. Even if you kill the ult, he knows nobody's there or one guy's there. He gains information. He might go up here, maybe up here, like wherever it may be. They use it more of a utility usage instead of a positioning, as in coming behind and killing everybody. Obviously, there are times they do that too, but so we gotta kind of understand the minimap. This guy pinged. I saw this ping, and I'm like, okay, that he. Even though we didn't hear the Omen or whatever, like we kind of have to assume he's there, so we gotta just kind of be clear, like careful, hold it, headshot level, maybe even go up and clear it. Obviously, there are times where you clear this angle, he's gonna peek and kill you, timing, stuff like that. So that's just overall map awareness, mini map awareness. Obviously, in the higher levels, they would have told you, yo, be careful, Omen ulted, he could be spawned. So that you will hear that a lot when you start climbing in like Diamond, Ascendant. Like people already automatically know where the Omen's gonna be. He's gonna be taking position where he's gonna come from behind and kill us. Okay. So that
Yeah.
one's not so crazy. It's just be aware. He pinged. He was like, be careful, be careful. Obviously, he should tell you, but just you should look at that and be like, oh fuck, he could be there. Like it's just a little game sense, a little bit of prediction, stuff like that. Anticipating that he might be there, possibilities. Okay. Okay. The next thing is so there's two left. Round 11 starts B. Three enemies kill his team B and runs through spawn. There was also random mid. Oh yeah, so this just kind of comes back to that kind of same example. You were here, you saw them. He killed the guy on site. They killed your teammate on site. You could have just been like, "Hey guys, there's going B, right?" And then you started running. And then there was one guy mid. There was like a Reyna mid. Like you could have even taken space. I wrote you should take space. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I said so I wrote N runs through spawn. There was also a Reyna mid he could have killed. So what I meant by this is you could have just went here and just went behind him and killed him. And then continue with your flank commit through here. There's a lot of people going to be looking this way. So you're going to catch them with their pants down here in this angle a lot. Okay?
Yeah.
And this is the last thing for cons, bro. We made it through, man. I know it's been really long. But, this is
No,
kind of
it's good.
this
Like
is what I
hearing
do,
everything like
bro.
in depth is
I
nice.
really, really try to dissect these things. And obviously, it was one game, right? Like, you might not make all these mistakes and stuff like that. But when I look at people's weaknesses at the macro lens, in terms of like overall how they play, they're going to make these mistakes, a lot of the time. So that's why I really dive deep in all these mistakes. Okay, round 18, starting at a wall. Oh, staring at a wall, being knifed. This was on attack where remember the sage walled here and shoot like somebody was knifing
Yeah.
it, and then the omen came behind you and killed your whole team. Right? Like kind of be proactive. It wasn't broken yet. Just look heaven or even like leave or whatever or get ready to push it. Like you're just staring at the wall, him knifing it. What a lot of people do is when it's about to break when they're knifing it, they'll shoot it. So he's caught with his pants down where he's knifing like this, and you just shoot the wall for him and he's dead, right? You'll kill him. And then you can start scaling size, stuff like that. And you can even kill the guy's spawn, come heaven, and then it'll maybe make it a 1v1 and kill the omen, stuff like that, etc. etc. Okay, let's go to the pros. There isn't too much, so that's great. And then we'll go in the range. I'm going to show you a routine you need to be doing every day. It's going to be very basic, but we'll get into that when we get in there, okay?
Okay.
Okay, comms, round 3. On A, hears one, says he hears only one, proceeds to hear more, and tells his team multiple A. So you'll see in the VOD, this was start of the game, you're like, I hear one, and there was one, you hear more, and you're like, I hear multiple A. And then you got those nice kills where you killed the guy, you dashed, and you try to kill another guy, you dashed, you didn't kill the third guy. You got 2 kills there. That was very good. Very good comms. That was specific, detailed. I needed to be like that with everything. Like, hey bro, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna go watch mid. Hey, there's one mid, guys, one top mid. Hey, there's 3 B main, guys. Be careful, anchor, stuff like that. You gotta be very specific, detailed, assertive, be a leader. Okay?
Yep.
Aim. I wrote snappy micro adjustments. You have very good micro adjustments, as in your crosshair is on body level. You hear the guy coming, you just can't even headshot him, right? Your micro adjustments are very strong. It's very good. You had a lot of good fights where you had a bad hold or a bad crosshair placement, but you still one tap the guy, that's micro adjustments. Okay, you have good micro adjustments,
Okay.
but make sure your crosshair placement is good, where you don't have to rely on only micro adjustments, because in these fights, even in diamond, you're instantly dead. You're not gonna be able to kill him like that. Okay, you gotta
Yeah.
play and think like a high level now, and train like one too. Okay, the next thing is decent spray control. I never saw your sprays going fucking crazy like this or like some of my students are like that. They don't panic, like you didn't panic. They're controlled. They're nice in unison. Okay, movement, positioning. Round 8, actively trying to get space. A main. I think we talked about this a little bit. You kind of walk down A main. I love this. Whenever I see low level players do this, I love it. It's such a good way to improve your game sense, learning timings, getting better at lurk, and that transfers into the higher level. If you're good at that stuff, you're going to be much better at it at the higher level as well. Okay. Round 16
Yeah.
on A, entries and scales. I think it was a round you did really well in clearing angles, getting on site first, stuff like that, right? Your goal is to be the point, okay? It's not to be the feather. There's a lot of rounds though where you're behind them, and not like 20 feet behind them as in like super hard baiting, but you're like a semi soft baiting where there's like 2 guys in front of you doing all the work, and then you just follow them and you're not doing anything, or you're just ready to trade and that's it. Okay, your job is to clear the hard angles. That's a duelist's role, and get kills. That's a bonus, but a duelist is gonna die more because they're going in first. It's just the way the role is positioned. Okay. The next thing is round utility usage. Round 3 on A. good dash usage can be better. So that's that one round on A main where you heard one, you said I hear one, and then I'm like I hear multiple, and then you killed one, you dashed away, you fought, you killed him. Oh, sorry, the first dash you missed, it went halfway, you kind of hit the wall, you still killed him, and then you came back and then you killed him and did a good dash. So I like that play. You're using your dash very well. You know how to use it, so that's good. And then the last section, game sense. I said you're pretty aware of the minimap. You're pretty good at looking at the minimap and kind of know what's going on. But in the high pressure situations, you're not really looking at it. So you gotta incorporate that a little bit in your game. And I wrote you're directionally aware. There was one round where you heard a footstep and you automatically knew he was there because you heard the footstep. You know,
I think
some,
it was on. It was mid with the
yeah.
gecko on the zip line.
But I just noticed you kind of heard sound cues well, like you're looking or you kind of know what's going on. A lot of my students in your rank don't know what the hell is going on. Even if they hear 3 people running down, they're just gonna look mid and stuff like that. Okay, so that's already a high level skill of listening well. You're listening well. Okay, that's a very high level skill. You know, there are times in my games back in the day when in my peak where I would listen so well. Any sound I would automatically hear, and I'd call them out, and my team would be like, "Yo, really, really good like listening skills." They'd be like, "Really," because I would tell them, right? I'd be like, "Yo, there's one behind you. I heard him," and then they didn't know, but I heard that one step, and then they killed him. Like, "Yo, really good comms, really good listening, bro." Like they'll be like, "Really good ears," right? And yeah,
Yeah.
that is that, bro. So let me just get in a range
Okay.
and show you all this stuff.
Okay.
So you know, I know you're gold, but I tell my students all the time, Valorant is a game where you get what you put in. So if you're not aim training, you're not improving your aim, you're not improving your movements, especially the basic fundamentals, you're never ever gonna climb. Okay, you're gonna be stuck. You're never gonna improve. So this is obviously basic, warm up routine slash exercises. But why I give everybody the basic one in the beginning is because over time this needs to get longer and more intense, you adding more exercises in it as well. This is just a base guideline on improving your aim, overall mechanics, fundamentals, stuff like that, with movement as well. There's a movement exercise here. Okay, so do you want to write this down or refer back to the VOD?
I'll write it down. Honestly, I mean, I
Cool.
could always look
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to the
Go
VOD too,
ahead.
but
Go
I
ahead.
will
I'll
write
wait
it
for you.
down as
Go get a
well.
pen and paper. Let me know when you're ready. Okay.
No, I'm ready now. I just gotta
All right.
pull up my notes
Okay.
app. So
Okay. Okay. You're gonna use your computer. Cool. 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 Okay. So there's gonna be 5 exercises. Minimum. So write down 5 exercises. Minimum. Okay. In the beginning, obviously now you're gonna start minimum 5 minutes. Okay. But over time, this needs to grow. So as in, let's say for a week and a half, you did it for 5 minutes each. After you gotta start doing it for 7 minutes. You do that for a week for each exercise. The next week after that, we increase it to 9 minutes or 10, whatever you're comfortable with, but it has to actively go higher and higher. Do you hit the gym at all? Weight lift, body build, anything like that? I know you're an athlete, but do you go to the gym and weight lifts? I know soccer players don't really do that, but
occasionally I do like cardio and stuff,
sure.
but I do
Beside,
just go with
yeah,
my friends sometimes to go to the
yeah.
gym.
So even in cardio, there's this mechanic called, and this is a main mechanic of muscle building, and I hope you've heard of it. It's called progressive overload. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, yeah, of
Right.
course.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is over time it needs to become more difficult, more intense, more reps, longer and longer, and just it has to keep evolving. Because why a lot of people's aims, fundamental mechanics don't work or seem like it's falling off or they stay the same is because aim is a muscle. You're using your arm, right? You're using your
Yeah,
wrist, you're using your forearm, you're using your shoulder, you're using your back, you're using your neck, right? You're using your fingers, right? So if we don't grow these muscles, as in the intensity, like it's hard, but the next week it'll become really easy, and then it becomes natural stuff like that. We need to really grow these muscles, and growing this quotation aim muscle, we'll call it, because it's not just one muscle, it's your whole fucking arm, your shoulders, right? Even core sometimes. It really depends on how you aim, but we really need to add progressive overload into our aim training. That way our aim never falls off, we're maintaining it, and it's getting better. That's the point of it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Don't stay in 5 minutes for the rest of your life on each exercise. Actively grow. 1 week 5 minutes, the next week 7 minutes, the next week after that 9 minutes. Keep add more exercise maybe, but we'll get into that. Okay, so first thing
yeah.
is left to right. It's going to be called left to right headshot. So put the bots on. I'm a Vandal, Phantom player, so I use Phantom. Come in the middle here on the ledge. Sit here, because if you come here, it's hard to see the bots behind. When you come here, you can see every bot. Left to right. Okay, this is a precision-based exercise. This is an exercise that you probably don't need as much, but you still need to work on this exercise because I don't see you actively headshotting everybody. It's very inconsistent. So head to head, A to B needs to be a straight line. So in the beginning, it's gonna be really hard. Do it really slow. So we come back, head to head, and the goal is not to miss. Okay, this is a precision exercise. So the goal is to always hit your shots, but when you do miss, you need to identify what's going wrong. So if I overflicked, came back, right? If I underflicked, came back, we gotta identify and actually work on those things in real time while you're doing this. So come slow. I'll do it really slow for you. Just get my arm in position, my aiming position. And we go left to right, right to left. So if you're going right and the bot comes to your left, just leave it. You'll come back to it, okay?
Yeah.
So I'll show you. This is me going like 40% speed. Maybe like 50% speed. See, like there I overflicked. I have to understand. Okay, I overflicked. I gotta just take my time a little bit more. Slow down. Stuff like that. But going left to right. Okay. This is a better example, right? I'm not missing. I'm trying not to miss. Right? So left to right to left. Okay, 5 minutes minimum. And I tell all my students, I used to do this for about 30 minutes to an hour. Okay, I would literally put music on and just do this just go left to right for 30 minutes to an hour, and it would increase my aim like so much. That's what took me from plat to immortal. Okay, doing this type of stuff, and that's what pros do. You need to understand, Radiant players, they're not God gifted with aiming. Some people are, but but they spend 3 to 4 hours, 5 or 8, whatever, how much in the range, and they're just doing random shit with their movement, smoothness, flicking, whatever it may be, or aim trainers. Okay. So that's the first one.
Yeah.
Second one is a aiming exercise. So you come here, put it at 10 meters, and there's 9 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 columns. This one is called 5-shot burst. 5-shot burst control. So this is me spraying without controlling. Okay.
Yeah.
We want to shoot 5 shots. Even with the Vandal, some of my students said, hey, but Vandal is only a 4-shot kill. But you have to understand, there are times where people are by the wall. So when they're getting wall banged, or no, not even that wall, just like a terrain, right? If I'm behind them and I shoot them 4 times on the body, or right, they're not gonna die. If I wall bang them through, like let's say this post is up the guy's body, and I shot 4 shots, he's not dead. Okay, out in the open, yes, but there's reduced damage with wall bang. That's why I always say 5. If you shoot 5 at him and you pierce him like this, he's dead. Okay. So
yeah,
that's why you do 5 shots with Vandal. So 5 shots, controlled. See? Boom. Boom. This is ideal. Sometimes I do it like this too when it's off. So we gotta identify. I gotta hold it longer. But this is 5 shots. 5 shots. 5 shots. Like that's bad, right? I need it like this. So we gotta like that's kind of loose. It's not bad. That's much better than that, obviously. But we gotta keep it tight. So come to left. Like that's all right. I'll give that like an 8 out of 10. Those were like 9s out of 10, 10 out of 10s. Okay, that's good. 5 shots. Okay, like that. Okay. So we come left to right, right to left. This is called 5-shot burst. The next, and I'll kind of demonstrate why it's important. Like 5 shots dead, 5 shots dead, right? 5 shots, 5 shots, 5 shots dead, 5 shots dead, right? Stuff like that. That instantly bursted. I don't even need to headshot them, but obviously you want it. Me, I can instantly burst headshot them with 5 shots. So I'll go like this, and they're just dead on the first bullet or second bullet off headshotting, because I'm not doing this on their body. I'm doing this on their head, and I'm making my way down. Okay, the third exercise is spray control, spray transfer control. Sorry, I just can't talk today. So we're not gonna spray up here and then come bring it down. Okay, we're gonna control it off the get-go. So
and this is the next one.
Yeah, this is the third one. So we're gonna control it like I controlled it. We're not gonna go crazy and then come back down. We're gonna immediately control it to show that we can control it, and then we make a line, and you kind of do this for 5 minutes. Okay, this controls your spray. You understand where your crosshair needs to be when you spray, and also helps with spray transfer, as in you're in an all-in fight spraying, a guy unexpectedly peeks you, you're gonna just transfer on him and kill him. Okay, I'll show you. Kill these long-range targets without even putting my crosshair on them, just by spraying. Okay, where I'm shooting this guy peeks me, and I just put my mouse in it. Obviously, I'm kind of whiffing, but you kind of get the gist of it. I can kill these bots without actively putting my cursor on it just by spray. Look at the fire rate, so fast, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Okay. And then this next
Okay.
exercise, there's 2 exercises left. These are movement-based exercise. The last one is a movement and aim incorporated. You know what dead zoning is, obviously. I heard you talk about.
Yeah.
So you know what dead zoning is. This really works on your dead zoning. You come here on the wall. Oh, you play with movement error on or no?
Like,
The
what do you
graph,
mean?
the graph on my top right screen, you see shooting error 0.20. There's a yellow 0,
Oh,
0, and
I don't have that on. Should
yeah.
I?
So you should 100% turn that on. That way you'll be able to see what you're doing wrong in terms of when after a fight, or
What
if you're.
section is that in?
So you go to video, and then you go to
Okay.
stats. You go all the way down, and it's on shooting error.
Shooting error. Okay.
You pick
Graph only or show both?
Yep, graph only. Yep.
Graph only.
And I'll explain what happens. Okay. So 0.2 default it says 0.2 right on the top. 0.2
Yeah.
means I'm 100% accurate. Okay, wherever I shoot, it means I'm gonna hit that target. 100% accuracy. Look, right, 0.2. Like those are bad examples, but maybe like, right, you're gonna see 0.2. Okay,
Yeah.
0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, and it'll read the line. So once the line hits the left side, it'll show you what number it is. Okay. Yellow identifies shooting error. So if I just spray without controlling the recoil, look at that, 0.9. 0.9 means that you're almost not accurate. Okay, obviously if you hit a headshot like that, it's super lucky. Blue is
Yeah.
movement error. So if I'm moving and shooting and not controlling recoil, look at that, it shows blue. But if I'm trying to control the recoil, maybe it's still fucked up. Okay, so this will help identify after a fight or whatever what went wrong. So if you have blue and you died and you were fighting someone and you couldn't kill him, that means that you were like you shot his head but you didn't kill him. That means you're moving. You were not standing still. If it's not blue but it's yellow, that means you're standing still but you're not controlling your spray or whatever it may be. Okay, you're not actually being accurate. So we come here, this ledge, we shoot, and then we come here, stop, shoot, and then make sure it's 0.2. Okay. Look at the lines. Look at the numbers. 0.2, right?
Yeah.
So we do this 5 each side, and then we cut it in half. Okay. So we come here, and I always tell my students it's okay to get to 0.3, but nothing above 0.3. It needs to be 0.27, 0.28, 0.2. Okay. Like there. Look, 6.2. Right. I was aiming here, but the graph showed me that I had a movement error. I wasn't standing still. I was still going A key when I shot, so that's why I went to the wide. Okay, so that's how we identify what's going wrong with our aim. So here we, right, I got much better at this, but you know, in the beginning when I did this, I struggled. I couldn't barely do this. But anyway, so we go from here to here. That's the first one, 5 times each side, and then we cut it in half, right down the middle, and we try to stay 0.2. Obviously, you're gonna mess up. I still mess up. It's very hard. It's not an easy task. Okay, 5 each side again, and we cut it in half again. Now it's a much smaller movement where we need to really focus on the AD key, not so much clicking, but it's a shorter distance, right? Instead of going shoot, stop, and it's long, right? Just holding it, but this is okay. So, and then we cut it in half again. So we cut it in half 3 times. This is more of a long range fight where the model is super small, far away, and I'm just like pew pew pew, and it's super accurate. So you'll see the lines. Sorry. You're gonna see all 0.2, 0.2. That means I'm 100% accurate. But even though it looks like I'm moving, right? It looks like I'm moving and shooting, but I'm 100. So it's more of like a one-tap bursting mechanic that you can use that with. Okay, so that's your deadlock exercise. Come here, come to here, 5 each side, cut it in half, 5 each side, cut it in half, 5 each side, and then do it in the middle, like where it's standing still, your cursor. Okay, this is the last exercise. Yay! So we come here, turn the bots on, come to this wall. And this incorporates our dead zoning / peeking abilities, whether you want to do it with a crouch spray, crouch peek, a jiggle peek, okay, or a wide, whatever it may be. But in the beginning, start it with a wide swing only. Don't do the fancy stuff until you really get the wide swing down. So, and this helps a real-time scenario where you're behind the wall, you hear the guy running up, and you just well, that was bad, but you just instantly kill him. Because you're 100% accurate and you have peeker's advantage as well, so you become especially more advantageous. So you're gonna swing, take your time in the beginning, dead zone, stop, shoot. Obviously I'm using a phantom, so I've got a burst, 2-shot burst. If I was using a vandal, it would probably be better. I'll demonstrate. That's me jiggling it, kind of, right? Like a semi-jiggle. And you're only gonna jiggle peek walls when there's more than one person. You never swing into two people. You always swing if it's one person. Wide swing. You never wide
Yeah.
swing when it's two or more people. It
Then
makes
they'll
no
just
sense.
like
You're dead. You're
team
on.
fire you.
You're automatically gonna get traded, especially if it's like more than three people. You're dead. So when it's five people or three people, you're gonna be doing more of this type of like boom. Like I see one, I kill him, and I jiggle back and kill this guy. Okay, but in the beginning, swing, work on your dead zoning, stop, and look at my graph. 0.25. That's fine. It means I'm like 95%, 98% accuracy. Okay, it means I'm still really accurate. Okay, obviously you want to be 0.2. So come, swing wide, swing wide. There, I miss, right? You gotta identify what's going on. I'm whiffing. My crosshair is not the perfect spot, right? I'm not micro adjusting, whatever it may be, but identify what's going on. So 0.25, okay? And then we come to the other side and we do the same side. 20 each side, so I'll go like that, and boom. Kind of whiffing, sorry. Well, you kind of get the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
And then if I wanted to do a little jiggle, I'm honestly better with a jiggle. It's much harder, but I'm actually better at doing that now these days than the wide one. But yeah, so yeah, that's it, bro. You know, obviously you wanted to work with me long term, so we can like over the time I'm gonna give you more exercises to add to this basic, and we're gonna do more time and stuff like that where it really grows your aim, right? Like another one that I haven't showed a lot of my students, which this you don't really need, is come close and you do flicking exercise with a classic on the box, so you have to two tap them, right? I'm not as good at it then. 2 years ago I was so good at this, but these days I'm not very good at it. But okay, so that's that. Do you have any questions, concerns, things you like bothering you, things you want to work on, stuff like that?
I mean, honestly, I mean, well, actually, I do have one question.
Yep.
It's more of like a generalized
Yep.
question,
Go
though.
ahead.
Like, so outside of like what we just talked about, like when it
Yep.
comes to like actually like getting to a level where you can play on a team and
Okay.
like scrim and stuff, like,
Yep.
is the best course of action just grinding ranked, hitting a high rank, and then hoping like a team is like, hey, like you should come and play for us, or is there like a kind of like an alternative? Like, should I just try and focus on playing for the college team in the fall? Or, like,
So
what's your...
there's always mixed opinions about this. I saw a video maybe 2 months ago about Collegiate. It was T-Dog talking about Collegiate and how your road to pro from Collegiate is actually not that. The chances are much lower. Okay, it's actually better to just hit Radiant, just grind, network with all the Radiant players, like all the pro players you're gonna meet in rank, and then actually try to get on an actual tier 2 team. Okay, there's a video on that. I'll send it to you. You can watch it. But he specifically, that's his opinion, right? But I kind of back his opinion. It makes sense where pro teams aren't scouting collegiate players. They're scouting tier 2, tier 3 players, right? And so you got to really pick your route. Do you want to, it depends, right? Like if you're going to call it, like if you're going on a collegiate team to get education, different story. Your first option isn't to go pro. Like you just want a degree, get a job. You're just kind of doing it because it's fun. Different story. But if you really want to get pro, he says that you should not go through the collegiate route, and I back that 100%. It makes sense. Pro teams are not looking at the collegiate leagues. They're not. It's a joke. Okay. There are obviously some pros that were pros and then went to the collegiate league, like Governor, stuff like that. They're on Winthrop University, but those are the exceptions to the rule. Okay, they were already pro, semi-pro before they went there, so they already have a name. People watch them. They have a fan base, stuff like that. I'll send you the
So I
video
guess-
if you want to watch it. But my thing
Okay.
I would tell you is you need to hit Radiant if you want to be a pro. Or be on a really high level team. Obviously, in your case, you just need to be Ascendant, Immortal. Can even be like probably a Mortal 1, they'll pick you up, but you have to bring value to a team. They're not gonna pick you up if you're just lacking in 5 areas of your game and you're only good at aim, like I explained early on in the session, right?
Yeah.
You need
gotta
to
have,
be
like,
on
all
their
5.
level or better, like regardless of rank. Let's say you're a Mortal 1 but you're better than the Radiant guy, they're obviously gonna pick you up because they know they can kind of compare all your skills, your assets, what you bring to the table. Maybe you have really good awareness, communication, maybe you have super sick map hacking game sense. They want that on their team, right? It's all a little bit team dependent too. Some teams value aim more, some team value game sense, but like I said as well, like all of that is intertwined. So they really want a player that can be high level, understands advanced mechanics, concepts, stuff like that, map knowledge. And so the best course of action, what I would say is you need to get to Immortal 3 as fast as possible. Maybe not Radiant, but you need to get like 300 RR 400R.
So-
That's where like the semi-pro level starts. The tier 2, tier 3 level starts. It's like
So I
500R.
should just, for right now,
Yep.
until at least, I mean, I don't really have to make a set decision one way or the other right now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like I should just focus on hitting as high of a rank as I possibly
Right,
can.
right, right. You need to grind, put a
Okay.
lot of times in, and actively get better and work on your way of thinking, critical thinking, processing information speed, stuff like that. Yeah, but that
Okay.
was a great question. That was a great because your situation is different from a lot of players. So I'll give you one thing. The guy in the chat right now, Simba. If you go see my Twitch, he's trying to go pro. He's also a collegiate player. In Europe, in Scotland, he's trying to go pro. So he's working with me as well, and he's already close enough to almost get there. He's 19. He's Ascendant 2, right? Like you're much farther away. Obviously, it's gonna take time. Your gold 2 peak, but from what I've seen, your true skill is probably higher than gold because you played on a team. You understand what screaming is, stuff like that. Okay, so don't get discouraged and understand it's if you like. Is your goal to go pro, or is it just to play on this collegiate team? What is it?
My goal is to play on a team, but
Okay.
I guess like if I'm really accelerating, I'm doing really good, and I'm
Right, right.
I end up hitting a Mortal 3 or
Yeah,
way
yeah,
higher than I expect
yeah,
before
yeah.
I fall,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like doing really good, maybe I could
Yeah.
reevaluate what I want to
Right,
do. I
right,
mean,
right.
right now, the only reason that I say like the collegiate team is because that's what's like put in front of me. Like
Right,
that's what's
right.
like
That's your
I'm going to this college
opportunity.
one way or the
Yep,
other,
yep.
and if I'm already playing the game 4,
Might as
5, 6 hours a day in the first
right, right.
place, like
You might
I
as
feel
well
like
get
it's that
enough
part is worth a
to get
try.
on the team. And yeah, you're like an athlete, right? You want to make the team, right? Be on the roster,
Yeah,
right? I understand that. I walked as a college football running back. I'm Asian, but I have a highlight film, stuff like that. I started on my high school team. I played on defense, rep, city ball. I started. I was running back, right? Stuff like that. I started late. I started football in grade 9. Most people in America, as you know, they start when they're like 7, 8 years old. So
yeah, no, that's
I
very
was
true.
I never had a head start, especially with the kids that were in my high school already. I started in grade 9 because of my friend that I met, and he was a football player, so he made me play. And then I fell in love with it, and I started getting better, and I started starting, and I got really good. I got really fast, stuff like that. Like my 40 speed was really fast, stuff like that, and I was tough. I wasn't the biggest guy, but it was hard to take me down, and like I would buck people down and stuff like that. So but I walked on college, so I kind of know that experience. You want to make the team, stuff like that. And I've won championships. I've been to 2 championships in high school. My rookie year, seniors, like grade 11, we lost, and then grade 12 we won our city's championship. We lost in the state championship, and then I went off to college. I walked on, and we won a championship there, tier 1, and it's like college football in Quebec, like a French state. But anyways, that's a different story. But so I understand that feeling. I know it. So, but that was a great question. Like, so you gotta kind of evaluate where you are and what you want. So if you want to go pro, obviously it's gonna take a little bit more time. If you want to just make that college team, I think you can make it at the fall, especially if you work with me. Like we're gonna get there super fast. I can probably get you to immortal in like 3 months, 4 months of like non-stop playing, training. Like you eat, sleep, shit, Valorant, right? Obviously you have more time than 4 months, so different story. But it really depends on how fast you want to expedite this thing. So yeah, but great
I mean,
question, bro.
the truth is that like I mean I have a job and I'm still
Yeah,
also doing other school stuff.
yeah,
So, and I mean, to be honest, like I play other games as well, not like
right, right,
competitive games. I play
right.
a little bit of Rivals, but
Yep.
I play a lot of like story games and stuff too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sometimes I just like enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
But I play like a good amount of Valorant,
Right.
and
Can I
I
just
mean I
ask you?
think
Sorry for interrupting.
no, you're good, you're good.
How many hours do you put into Valorant? Like give me a general weekly or daily amount.
I would say I play. I would say like when I'm really into because like I'm right now I have another solo game I'm playing, but like if I'm just playing Valorant, which
Yep.
is more times than less the case, say I play like 5 or 6 times out of the 7 days of the week for
Okay.
like 6+ hours, sometimes more.
What's the max?
Sometimes like
What's the max hours you'll play? So I can get a gauge of how many hours you're putting in daily. So it starts at minimum
mm,
6 hours.
I would say minimum 4,
4,
max 7,
7. Okay, that's
because
quite a
like
lot of time actually.
because the thing is like I'm up really late, like even tonight, like I
Yeah.
mean I have to go up for work by like 12 tomorrow, so I'll probably be up until 3 or 4.
Okay.
Not me, there's a 50-50 I'll be on Valorant,
Yeah.
but like I'm usually up pretty late and playing Valorant or playing something, so
Right.
I have a lot of time to play. But
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, there's some days where I'm just like, I just know my shot isn't there. Like I know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is just not, I'm not getting anywhere.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
3 games,
Right,
just
right.
bottom leaderboard,
Yeah,
losing.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah, just getting
better for
off.
me long term to just not play,
Right.
or like watch a VOD or watch a stream of
Yeah, yeah,
Valorant. Like,
yeah. Right, right.
still put it in my head, but
Right,
not,
right.
sit there
Like
and just
you're
blow all my RR.
Yep, I understand that 100%. Okay, makes sense. So you're playing 5 days on average in Valorant,
Yeah.
4 to 7 hours. So that's a roughly, let's give you the benefit of the doubt. So let's say it's about 5 hours. So that's about 25 hours a week on it. It's not much, but when you're spending that much time too, you gotta really improve, right? You can't be stuck at gold when you're putting in 25 hours a week. That's almost a full-time job, right? Full-time job is about 40 hours a
Yeah.
week, right? So you're like a part-time jobber in Valorant, but you're still gold, right? So you kind of have to have a sense of urgency. I told another student, so I had one student that's unrated and he wants to be radiant, and I'm super hard on him, and we do sessions like almost every day, and I'm super hard on him because I told him, like, bro, it can't take you 10 years to get radiant, because he kind of goofs around and stuff. He doesn't take it seriously, but I'm like, you've told me your goal, you've committed to being radiant, you cannot quit now. Like, obviously he can choose to quit, but I'm just trying to explain to him that if you quit, like, you're just, that's the type of person you are, right? So you kind of have to identify and have a sense of urgency, right? You want to make this team in August, okay? It may seem like a lot of time, 6 months, but that time goes by really quick. So if
Trust
you're
me, I know 6 months is it's not a
exactly,
lot when it comes to stuff like games, because
exactly,
the difference, because I played competitive Fortnite for a very long time. I was on a
nice,
team. I had earnings. I was like,
nice,
and I
nice,
switched to Siege. But
right,
maybe for the Fortnite part, like the thing about like esports that a lot of people don't understand is like for you're playing like a real life sport,
yeah,
like you're pressing like if you're really dedicated 3-4 hours a day,
yeah,
if that.
yeah,
I would say most people mainly 2.
yeah,
Like esports, you have to understand there's people that literally play like 8 to 12 hours a day.
yeah,
Like that's the competition. Like you
not
can't like
even,
you don't
they're,
have like the amount of time
yeah,
that you do with a real sport where
right,
you could wake up, do everything else in the day, still
yeah,
play, hop on your computer, play
you're,
games, and then go to
yeah,
practice for 2 hours.
you're right, and you can't, like, traditional sports a little different, right? Like esports, like there's guys playing 20 hours a day,
That's what I'm saying.
these grinding nerds on fucking, like top 200 radiant nerds is fucking, even the pros, these guys play do you ever see like who's a good example, like Muda in his prime take a break, bro? This guy, or like Tar, like these guys were playing every day, like it's like these guys grind, like Eggster, these guys grind like 20 hours. They'll do 24-hour streams like 5 times a fucking week, like, right? Like that's over exaggeration, but you kind of know what I mean.
But what I'll
But you're
also
right,
say
you're
though,
right.
like if you're that good, you're making money off of the game from streaming and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
also just playing the game in general.
yeah.
Like
You don't
I
need to be
feel like
pro.
yeah, you don't need to worry about
No,
like having a job or
right.
anything. You're
Yep.
making the amount of money back,
100%.
so
100% agree. Right, but there are some
you
guys
got to
that
get
do
there first.
spend that much time to not really do anything with it. But anyways, that's that. I just wanted to ask you a question. Did you still want to work? Because you told me you wanted to work like with me long term. So like what's the like average of sessions you wanted to do a week, or if
So
like once a week, twice a week, so
okay,
I just get
so
a general idea.
right now it'll probably be once,
Sure.
and then once the semester ends in
Yep.
May, it'll probably be twice a week.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
because like I know right now like
You're probably
I only
busy.
like yeah, like this
Yeah.
like Tuesday nights are usually pretty good for that.
Yep.
If I did do 2 times a week, like I could do like Tuesday and then
Okay.
Thursday, but
Yeah.
Thursday
Yeah.
would have to be like a little bit more concise, like 2 hours, maybe
Yeah,
three
for
hours
sure.
max.
No. So I tell all my students too that the first session is always this long because we're always going through every basics, right? The second sessions are much more lax. I watch you play. I micromanage you during, like, after the round. So like if you died, I'll be like, okay, you should have been here, this, that, and then I still write the notes, and then we kind of go through it in the custom. So it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours on the second sessions. What I've noticed, they take usually sometimes like even 1 hour. The second sessions, it really depends on how fast the game is and stuff like that. But yeah, bro, like,
I
yeah,
could honestly,
Yeah.
I could do Tuesdays and Thursdays now. Tuesdays could be a little longer.
sure.
Like if I could do the latest I could probably do, like I pushed it tonight, but like 10 would
Yeah.
probably be the latest I
Yeah,
could do.
I know this session went really long, but I really try to dissect what was wrong with your game, right? Like, I
No,
didn't
but that
want to
was
just, yeah,
completely worth it.
yeah.
So
So, and that's what I do it almost, and I been doing that for like all my students, where I really try to dissect the game. But yeah, so if anything, we'll talk further on that in the DMs, no problem. Just we'll just keep in contact, stuff like that, not a big deal. And yeah, bro, good session. I think overall you're much better than a gold player. So, use that to your advantage, as in, lead your team, like I said, stuff like that. And also, I'm gonna send you all these notes. I'm gonna post the VOD tonight, so you can kind of go back, anything we missed or I got something wrong specifically, you can kind of go back and look and see what happened, stuff like that. Okay. Good session. I know you gotta go. Anything else you want to say before it's done?
I mean, just a quick question. I don't know
Yep.
if you know the
Yep.
answer now or not, but like if I did do like Tuesdays and Thursdays,
Yep.
what would like the cost be on that?
Yeah, so I would probably give you a better rate. It's not gonna be a much better rate, because I only really give much better rates to people that do 4 times a week, 5 times a week. Because obviously at those sessions it's expensive, right? If you're paying for 5 sessions individually. But 1, 2, I don't really do too much of a discount. But I can work with you for sure, 100%. Like give you a little bit of a I'm not gonna say it on stream, but we'll talk. Just keep in touch, and
Yeah, I
we'll
gotcha. Okay.
we'll be posted, because I like to work with people too. I don't want to just be like, nah, fuck you because you can't afford it. Like, bro, like I want to help people, right? Like it's not really about the money for me. It's like I really want to just put these VODs out here, me coaching people, giving valuable information, stuff like that. But also it's like I can't do it for free for everyone, because when I'm doing it for free, I'm getting like 20 requests a day, and I can only fit, right? You saw how long the session is. I can only fit
Yeah.
3 to 4, max 4 people a day, and even when I do that, it's like I burned all my time to do it for free, and I'm like I can't even have time to play. So that's kind of where I had to start charging a little bit, and it's super affordable. It's not like I'm charging $40 a session. Right, the first one's
Yeah.
25, but it's because it's super long, so it's like 3 hours. But if you go to any other coaching service, go to Five or anything. I did a more. Do you know Immortal Roadmaps, Compeki?
Sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
so I did that program 2 years ago. When I hit Immortal, I wanted to get to Radiant. I did that program because I thought he could get me to Radiant, and he couldn't. I spent $2,000 on that program. That's how much it was. It's a 12-week program. They have
Wow.
they have Radiant coaches. Like, it was super bullshit. I got there. He sold me something where he said, "Yo, I'm gonna get you to your goal." Yep, 100%. Yep, we're gonna. And then I got there. I'm like, I know everything. They're teaching. Like, why am I here? So I would never go to the classes, and they were never one-on-one. I thought it was gonna be one-on-one, so he kind of lied to me, right? He has made it seem like I'm gonna work with him, but he put me with some random Radiant coach, which is an instructor, and there's 20 other people in the class. Like, I'm never getting time to actually go one-on-one with the coach. So I kind of want to take a different approach and stuff like that.
No, I like the one-on-one. I think one-on-one's
Right,
one of the
right.
better ways to do it.
Exactly, and I get to kind of know who you are, right? It's more personable, and like I can really, really see what's wrong with your game as a person, not just your Valorant skills, right? Like, if like you don't pay attention when I talk to you, stuff like that. Like, you're a better student because you listen, stuff like that. I had a student yesterday, it's the unrated guy. He wasn't paying attention. I was getting kind of upset because he wasn't taking it seriously. I'm like, bro, you're paying me. Like, why should I be here, right? It's like, well, I'm putting extra
Yeah.
time into you, and you're not really putting in the work. Like, obviously, I
If
don't
I'm
want
gonna
to.
pay for it, and like
Yeah.
if like even besides the money part, if you have something you're working towards,
Exactly. You
you're
gotta be
really
serious.
dedicated. Like you
Exactly.
want to actually reach the goal, just
But
mess around.
and that's the thing. A lot of people don't take it seriously when they've committed themselves, right? It's just what they say. It's like, oh, I want to go pro, or I want to be this, but they, in the back of their mind, they know that it's gonna be really hard. They might just quit halfway, right? But so you're a much better student. I can tell you're dedicated to this goal. You have a timeline. It's not like we have 2 years for you to get hit ascendant. You need to make this team in August, right? Like, there's some sense of urgency within you, not just me telling you,
Yeah.
but you understand that. So, and you're an athlete, so that's really great. So, let's make it happen. Like, whether you see me once a week, or once every other week, or twice a week, whatever it may be, like, I'm gonna try my very, very best. Put extra time into you, even if you haven't paid for it. If you have questions, ask me on this Discord. I'm here. I'm always on Discord. Anything, call me. I'll pick up. It's not like I won't pick up. Obviously, if I'm sleeping or something, I'm not gonna pick up. But I'm not that type of guy where I'm gonna just not ever pick up your call. I'm gonna pick up your calls. Okay, stuff like that. All right.
All right.
So yeah, we'll just talk about whenever you want to schedule and stuff like that. And a great session. I know it's been super long, and VOD will be up
It's
tonight.
completely worth it.
I'm gonna send you these notes right now. You can go through them and see what I wrote, stuff like that. And yeah, great session, bro. And make sure you're doing this warm up, okay? even when you don't
I
play.
already marked it down and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I'm just saying, even if you don't feel like playing, or the days you're super busy, you can't play. Just do this for 20 minutes, and then your aim is maintained. It's not gonna fall off tomorrow. Tomorrow you do it, and it's gonna be fresh. It's gonna be nice. Okay, you're gonna maintain your aim. It's more of a maintaining slash growing, and then over time, we'll talk about it in the other sessions we do. I'll help you add more exercises, longer. I'll look over it, stuff like that. Okay, but great
Okay.
work today, bro. And you asked good questions. You're curious and stuff like that. I'm really proud. Okay, we'll
Thank
talk.
you.
Okay, later, bro.
All right.
Take care.
I'll
Have a
see
good
you.
night.
You too.
Later. Ooh, holy moly. Okay, I gotta read chat. There's too much shit going on. What the hell is Simba saying? Let's see.